Listen, sometimes you gotta stand against the grain and say what's really the truth. Some people ain't gonna like it, some people gonna run from it. But you know what? We gotta be honest. And sometimes when you can't be honest, you need to be fucking real. This If We Can't Be Honest, Let's Be Fucking Real podcast. Good, good afternoon and welcome to If We Can't Be Honest, Let's Be Fucking Real podcast. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Augustus, but y'all can call me Big A. And to the left or right of me, my brother Evan Simelton.
What up? What up?
At the bottom, one of my brothers, 1/3 of the Three Bearded King podcast, Mr. Tyler Hildred. How y'all doing today, gentlemen?
Good evening.
Well, good, feeling good today.
Man, that's good. That's good. I'm glad everybody enjoying their Saturday and trying to stay corona free.
Yeah.
Until your wife drag you out the fucking house.
Well, I did drink a beer earlier. I don't remember if it was a Corona or not. I'll have to double check on that.
Hey, they don't do Corona like that. They'd had to pull out a statement. We don't cause the Corona.
Man. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. I ain't thinking about that one.
For real, I seen them. They had to put out an official tweet about that shit. That shit was hilarious. It's like, bro, y'all can't really throw Corona under the bus. The fact that this shit named Corona is just a slap in their face. Like, after all this shit over with, they gonna probably have to rebrand it some more.
Hey, they rebranded Ancient Mama, so yeah, you might as well rebrand a whole bunch of stuff.
Hey, that's true too. I think that I consider that shit small victories though, honestly. Like we need until we get some legislation change and shit like that, federal laws, then I'd be happy. But now tearing down statues, that is good because
No, man, fuck all that. I'm gonna tell you what they're doing. These motherfuckers are sitting up here talking about no more white actors will play black characters. Like, hey, we just want the police to stop killing us. What the fuck are they gonna do anything?
But see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like this shit is starting to snowball into some shit to just appease us, to pacify us, because it's not real change. Like, honestly, I love Hank Azaria on The Simpsons. I've been watching that nigga since '89. So shit, let them do what they do. That don't really bother me. But when you literally can go trying to go get something to eat or come home from work, but you scared to death once a cop come behind you because you don't know if this shit finna just be a slap on the wrist where you get a ticket and get to go home, or it's gonna be some other shit.
Hey, let me go ahead and tell you a little story of some shit that happened on the way to church one day. So me, my wife, my kids in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm driving down the street about to take a turn. Cop pulls up behind me. I look at my wife and I'm like, yo, was I speeding? Was I speeding? She said, yes, you was. I just realized the cop was behind you. I didn't warn you in time. I was like, fuck it. Let me pull over, do the right things. Kids need to see a good interaction between me and the cops.
Mm-hmm.
So they looking at me and then the cops say, hey, do you know why I pulled you over? I look at this motherfucker and do the one thing you don't supposed to do. I admit to what the fuck I did. I said, I was speeding, officer. He looks at me like, what the fuck? Did he just tell me the truth? And he says,
that's
okay.
That's how to fuck him up, that Jedi mind trick.
He said, okay.
Speeding.
He said, but were y'all wearing seatbelts? I said, yeah, we got seatbelts on. He said, the kids don't got seatbelts on. I said, motherfucker, kids got seatbelts on. The kids like, yes, we do. Look at our seatbelts. And he said, the baby don't got a seatbelt on. I said, sir, how the hell you can see that the baby in a car seat don't got a goddamn seatbelt on? The baby ain't big enough to move so you can see that shit. I said, sir, do you want to open the door and see how it's latched in? He's in his car seat. And he just looks at me and he says, you know what? Have a good day. And I'm confused because I just admitted to speeding. Like, I admitted to my crime. This motherfucker just let me go. And I was like, this some dumb shit. He was gonna really write me a ticket or do some shit to me for whatever his reason was.
Yeah.
But I admitted to what the fuck I did wrong, and he just did not care.
Yeah. They be trying to find you for some shit. They try to find something.
So, like, to me, the equivalency is like you moved into a house and you need new furniture, and you're like, you've been needing new furniture for like 5 years, but you just never got it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, you ask your wife for a steak, and then she finally brings home the furniture, and you're like, what the fuck does it got to do with my steak? Like, we've been needing this furniture for years. We've been talking about this for years. I asked for a fucking steak. Where's my steak? And that's how I feel like they're doing us. They're doing shit that we've been talking about. Black actors have been talking about that shit for forever.
Facts.
And then now all of a sudden they do it. Man, like, motherfucker, what does that got to do with the police? What laws have been passed to change this? Nothing has fucking changed.
Companies, corporations are giving a bunch of money to historically black-owned colleges and stuff like that right now. Like
Man, none of that shit.
And I'm like, that doesn't mean shit. Yeah, you could have been doing that shit. Like this is happening, so you gonna give $1 million, $2 million to a black-owned college, man? You could have done
that shit off his taxes.
And yeah, like you said, to write off taxes, because for one, they got a money man in the office who don't give a fuck about the working class. He just won't. If you got a company that he can either benefit from or get you in his pocket later on, he gonna make sure you taken care of. But that's the shit that I don't get. It's like they doing all this, and it's real because, like I said, it's just to appease us. This is just to protect a profit margin at this point, because you don't want to be the company that didn't say nothing, because everybody remember the motherfuckers that didn't say nothing.
Yep.
The only company I remember that said stuff in the past about like rights in general is Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's, I've seen them for years talk about like the LGBTQ community. They've talked about not Black Lives Matter necessarily, but minorities in general. They've always been pretty uptight about that. But everybody else, oh, y'all on some bullshit. I ain't never seen motherfucking Lowe's or none of these other companies. What the fuck? Not to just point Lowe's out, but I'm just saying, like, all these companies haven't said anything. Ain't never did anything. Yeah, oh, fuck Home Depot. The owner there, he's donating to Trump. He kiss my ass. I will fuck with Lowe's on that. My bad, Lowe's. I apologize. I fuck with y'all on that. But Home Depot, I don't even look in y'all direction. Kiss my ass.
Thanks.
I can say hospitality wise, a lot of people have tried to stay on the top of things, because in the hospitality industry, they try to make sure that they are not seen bad. They need people coming into their businesses, so they try to be on the they try to be on top of the things. Now, I can't even say that Black Lives Matter has been a big thing, but it's been black females. Like, you know, when we start going towards the female movement, and then black females, they have done that, but just Black Lives Matter, they haven't done it. But I've seen companies like, just right now, just immediately, we stand with you, Black Lives Matters. All they refuse to say all lives matters.
Yeah.
And anybody that does say all lives matters is like, hey, Karen,
Hey.
Karen, well, fuck you saying all lives matter, Karen.
Yeah, real shit though. It's like at this point, it's like we shouldn't have to even fight to be treated as human beings. It's like, I don't know if these motherfuckers bleed green or blue, but everybody else I know bleed red. And it's like, why do we have to fight for just to be equal, to be treated as a human being? It's like, and then that's the fact that racism, this shit run rampant throughout the world. Like, nowhere you can fucking go where it's just like a safe space for just to be black.
It really isn't. Not even in Africa.
Yeah, because they try.
Africans don't even like, because that's some shit.
Yeah, and again, it's probably how they're how they're educated, and then too, you know, we don't really control much over here, and that's the problem. And I always say that to Brittany and anybody, until we control our image and how we present ourselves, we're gonna forever be, at the mercy of somebody else when it comes to talking about us, showing our stories, articulating how we deal with things. It's like, we got slave movies, but it's motherfucking white directors making slave movies.
I mean, I just don't get it. It's something crazy going on with everything. It's disappointing. I'll say that. It's disappointing that you have to do all this just to be treated like a normal person. Like, and it's the thing, people don't have any perspective. People don't give a fuck unless it affects them. That's the problem. with a lot of people. There's too many people that don't give two shits about something if it don't affect them.
Yeah.
If you flip the scenario and you were being oppressed, or your people, you had great grandparents that were slaves or went through civil rights. It's not just about slavery. Civil rights is still fucked up, to be honest. My parents were just being around the time of civil rights. They were a few years old. So my grandparents are in their 80s. They're alive. So they were around. They saw this. They were alive during segregation.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I remember my grandmother used to talk to me about all this shit, and that, the whole thing about Emmett Till, that happened down there where my grandma grew up at. So,
I just saw something the other day. He would only be like 70. Was it 79 or something like that?
Yeah.
Like he'd be in his 70s right now if he was still alive. And there's people that are still alive right now from back in that time, and that saw him, that knew him. That's crazy. And then like the when they always try and bring up these crime statistics and stuff like that, I'm like, man, do you not know? Have you not seen history pictures of black people getting hung or being mutilated, and like there's like 100 people just sitting up there smiling, or when you have people when they first integrated into schools, and then you start looking at that, that's crazy to me.
Hey man, talking about that shit, just thinking about the current situations of how they are finding so many African American men hung, and they're saying it's suicide. They're pretty much saying, hey, we can only say this is suicide. We don't know the information right now. First of all, you don't sit there and find a body and you have to say that it's suicide to the family and to the public before you even find out any details or information about the case.
Right.
It's in the heat of racial times, and what black person even wants to hang themselves out in public? If they gonna hang themselves, they ain't gonna hang themselves in public. To what it seems fucking wrong.
Exactly.
So like you can't say that it's look at statistics, look at people might be depressed, people might be having this and all this going on. Fuck no. These are racially charged crimes that are happening. Statistics don't fucking matter because nigga, I had an 8 in statistics. If you throw a dart, you throw a dart at a board and you hit the 50 mark at the top and you hit 50 at the bottom, technically, statistically wise, you hit the bullseye, because if you take the distance between both darts hitting the board, I hit it accurately in the middle. If you look at statistics, you can make whatever the fucking picture you want to with statistics. I know. I deal with numbers all the fucking time.
Yeah, you can plug numbers to say whatever the fuck you want to justify whatever you're trying to justify.
Exactly.
And
so
that's the shit that I don't understand. They talking about is suicide. Like, bro, what kind of person gonna take themselves through that kind of agony? Because most people who want to kill themselves, they trying to do that shit over and get it over and go painless.
Exactly.
Like, who the fuck? Like, that's like you. Like, I just want to make sure that this death take hold. I'm gonna hang myself. Like, nobody fucking doing that. Like,
hang yourself. Who the fuck hangs themselves in a park?
Yeah, in a park. Like, I just want
that means you need a fucking ladder. You need a fucking ladder to get yourself up to the tree. Put that motherfucker up there, and then hang yourself. Where the fuck is the ladder? Because you can't take the ladder away, because you the one hung yourself. Yeah. The ladder should still be there.
Yeah, some type of sign that this person climbed.
Yeah, I don't think people are just climbing trees and then tying ropes up and jumping off. That doesn't sound like a great way to go out. I don't know. That's just me. Where the fuck are the suicide notes? That's what I want to see. Where are these? Facts. You trying to tell me all these people killed themselves and none of them have a suicide note? I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah.
Hey, the funny shit is, I've heard people say, these people might had corona. So they try to tie it back to corona. This person might realize they had corona and they were suffering, they were depressed from that. The fuck no.
So black people getting corona, and it just make us tweak the fuck out and just like, okay, I'm finna go and lynch myself because the corona that already got me. No, that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, exactly. Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Come on now, let's be real.
Don't feed me shit and call it sugar.
Exactly. That's
yes.
stupid shit.
Yeah. So, when we like policing, talking about actual change and whatnot. I heard that the Democrats wanted to, and I'm not on either side. I'm independent. Fuck them both, honestly. But when it came down to the Democrats, they were saying that they wanted to enforce in law that police officers are held more responsible for the shit that happens at a scene. So taking away some of that immunity that they have from cases that go on. Honestly, if they took and just put that in place, a lot of these corrupted cops will resign. Because if you can get charged the exact same way as a regular citizen can, then your ass will be really hesitant to pull out that fucking gun and use it.
Thanks.
Like, it's if I know I'm finna be charged the same way as Joe Blow down the street, if I take my gun out and shoot it, I'm finna be a little bit more hesitant to take that gun out. Now, anybody who feels like, hey, I got the right to shoot a motherfucker that runs from me, that's not a crime. George Floyd stuff, that shit wasn't a crime. That nigga went to sleep in his car in front of a fucking Wendy's.
Not George Floyd, but the
not George Floyd, but yeah.
Is it Richard or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Richard, yeah. Richard, thank you for correcting me. That shit wasn't a crime. That wasn't a crime. Nigga was drunk. He went to sleep. You watched the 45, 47-minute body cam. Police talked to this nigga. His story changed like 7 times. But it was all about him leaving from a party, drank some, and wanted some food. That's all his stories changed, but they all had that in common. And he literally said, I have my girlfriend lives down the street. My wife lives down the street. I can walk to her. If that's fine. I didn't want any problems. If I cause any issues, I can walk there.
Yeah.
I can leave my car. I can walk.
Yeah, and then my thing is, like I said, a crime really wasn't committed because he wasn't actively driving and intoxicated. Like, you can't arrest a motherfucker over something that I did 30, 40 minutes ago. Like I said, what if he was just like, okay, I'm on medication, it makes me drowsy. I pulled over and went to sleep because the medicine I'm taking, it makes me too drowsy and I didn't feel competent enough to drive. So I just pulled over in the parking lot and went to sleep. It's like, what the fuck is the crime? Because it just reminded me like that one black guy, I think he was a rapper. He was asleep in a goddamn Taco Bell, and 3 or 4 cops lit up his car just because he had a pistol in his lap. And it's like, so we can't sleep, and we can't be in our house eating ice cream in our drawers. We can't be outside walking around, riding bikes, doing whatever. What can we do? Because like everything that's an offense, it ends up in death.
And the crazy shit, and I looked at that whole thing, like, dude did nothing wrong. And I ain't say, and let me go on and change that up. The nigga took the police officer's taser. That's like the only thing he did wrong in the case. Like he's drunk. First of all, if you're gonna arrest in these times, you're gonna arrest somebody. This nigga, if you arrest him after he's been intoxicated and he knows he's behind the wheel, you can put any type of charges on him. Like he's afraid of that. So yes, he's gonna try to resist arrest. And all these motherfucking, I've listened to police chiefs that said you got to look at it. He resisted arrest, so the police had to do what they had to do. That's not true. Resisting arrest without deadly force is not something that's worth using deadly force against a person.
Yeah.
Think about it. Drunk white people do shit all the time.
Yeah,
nah, bro. Nah.
I just seen a video of a white dude beat the cop ass and took his baton on his taser and drove the fuck off in the police car. Like just hopped in that bitch and just went left. I'm like, wow, like so we can just Grand Theft Auto a motherfucker if you're white. If you white, it's like when you white, it's all right. And no matter what the offense is, it's all right. It's all right because it's white. I'm just saying,
It's like
beat the shit out
that
of the cop.
he had something had to be wrong with that motherfucker. He had to watch. He has played too many video games. You know, I gotta put on my white voice for this one. He had to play too many video games. He had to be under the influence. He had to be on some shit. Someone drugged his ass.
Yeah,
Cause
it's a
who
mental
would be
issue. It's a
man?
mental issue or
Well,
something.
this is the thing. I mentioned this on my podcast. Regular people, me and you, we can sit up here. Somebody can break into our house with a weapon, and you can shoot towards them, and they can run away. And if you shoot them in the back, you're gonna go to jail.
Yeah, you
What
look.
the fuck? And I'm a regular citizen. Why the fuck should I be going to jail for something like that? And the police don't.
Facts.
The man's running away. He didn't even have a weapon on him. Or I'm sorry, he had the taser. What the fuck is that gonna do?
Yeah, and the thing is, a taser is like a non-lethal weapon, not unless you got like a heart device or something in your chest. And even then, a fucking taser, you gotta be up close on a motherfucker to hit them with it and to do any damage. He running, doing this, doing the G-style shooting, just running.
Yeah.
How much of a threat is that?
He wasn't a threat. He wasn't a threat at all.
I'm be honest. They should have just whooped his ass and threw him in, and took him to jail at that point and been done with it. There's no reason for him to die. I would have probably whooped his ass for that myself, and I'm not a cop. I would have whooped his ass, threw him in the fucking paddy wagon, took his ass to jail, and he would have got fingerprinted and then been done. I wouldn't have got a problem with that.
Yeah.
That should be the maximum. There should you got your ass whooped, but you're all right.
Yeah, that would have been the maximum of what had that transpired. But honestly, I listened to some points. Some people said, did they have to arrest the nigga? Did you have to arrest the guy? Did you really have to arrest the guy? That's the biggest point. You could have called the nigga an Uber. Think about it. I was an RA. I was an RA on the University of Memphis campus. So, as a RA, if a person came up to you intoxicated, you know that person has been drinking. The thing is, you're trying to make sure they don't harm themselves or anybody else. They had us have a number that we could call to take them to a drunken tank. Someone will come and get them, put them in the car, take them somewhere so they can sober up. So they are no harm to anybody in themselves. And then they let that motherfucker come out and be like, yo, go to class or some shit. Go get sleep if you didn't sleep in here. But police can't protect by just saying, yo, I call you an Uber. We will take you to your destination. You got to get back in the car. We're not gonna put no handcuffs on you. I don't want you to feel like your life is at risk or anything. We're gonna take you to your destination. Here you go. When you sober up, come to the goddamn Wendy's and get your car. Like, you could have just kept anything from escalating, because the whole time it was calm until he said, hey, put your hands behind your back, you're arrested.
Yeah.
What the fuck you do?
Yeah. And that's a great point and a great segue into what I was thinking about with the police reform. And I was just saying, my solution or my thoughts about what to do now going forward with policing in the U.S. I was like, my first point is that when it comes to these cops, yes, I know it's a difficult job. You signed up for it. I feel like it should be mandatory, full mental evaluation. And you need to have a mental evaluation before you even try to become a cop. They need to do mental evaluations before you get into the police academy. That way we can just, like I said, kill it at the roots. So if you're not competent in police school, you don't even need to be on the street. You don't even need to make it to being on the street. So that's one thing that I feel like they need to have mental evaluations mandatory. If not every 2 months, maybe every 3 months, every quarterly, especially if it revolves in you shooting somebody. If you shooting somebody, you need to be taken off active duty for at least a month. And then a mandatory psych evaluation, depending on the circumstance. If it's something like a shooting or death or something like that, you take them off. Because I'd rather you be off, because you're getting paid either way. They're getting paid no matter what the circumstance is. But I'd rather you talking to somebody that's professional that can say without a shadow of a doubt, this person is clear for duty or this person is not clear for duty. Because I'd rather us waste money and a little bit of time versus having a shitstorm, a month later. My second was...
Go ahead.
Okay. Second thought, with being a police officer now and I say make this retroactive for current police and future police. All applicants that's applying for law enforcement, they have to have a minimum of a minor or a major degree in psychology, law, and communication. The reason why I say those three is because psychology, so you know how to talk to someone or get into their mental state if they are not fully cognitive or have it all there. Communication, like you said, to be able to de-escalate a situation, to think out of the box in a way that's going to preserve life. Law, common sense. How can you enforce the law if you don't know the law? Because my thing is, a lawyer, he has to go to school for 7 to 8 to 10, 12 years max before he can practice law. And if you a lawyer and a police officer, that's the two sides of the same coin. So my thing is this: if a lawyer got to go to school all these years just to practice and be a practitioner of it, you need to have the same requirements to be able to enforce the law. Because how many videos we've seen where these cops pull people over, and the funny thing is the person they pulling over is a lawyer, and the lawyer's telling you legally you are violating my constitutional right, and they look dumbfounded because they don't know. They don't like, oh. So I think that's a main, that's not even just a minimum, that's a mandatory requirement, I think, going forward for police reform. And I don't think that's a unrealistic thing, because my thing is this: we all got degrees. Some of us got degrees for shit that we don't really should need a degree for. But we got to have it to be at a certain pay level or to have a certain job or position. And I feel that's the exact same thing. And then the thing is, they are in positions where it's a matter of life and death. So like you said, if you got to pull that gun and pull that trigger, you have had to exhaust all of the mandatory resources for you to justify pulling that gun. But them just some of my thoughts. I still got some more, tell me what y'all think.
Well, I agree. I never thought about it from the perspective of the going to school and getting that degree in it. But I also I agree with your sentiment, because who justifies law? We got lawyers, legislators, all these people working, giving their opinion on the law. They learn the law, they give their opinion on law. Police officers are supposed to enforce the law. But with that, they're kind of like being above it. They hold themselves above the law, and they kind of enforce it in a way that it seems like they're power hungry. So I agree to your sentiments there. I still strongly feel if they just they take some of the immunity down from police officers, because honestly, I believe we need to be more like these other countries out here that don't police with guns. I'm against guns altogether. Yet this is the Americas. We care about our Second Amendment right. We care about it. So since we have to have it,
absolutely ridiculous that we have to have guns like that. I mean, if you look at statistically, look how many mass shootings happen in America compared to other countries. We're supposed to be the best country in the world. Mass killings in schools, by far the most killings of people in schools, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
There's on average a mass shooting in a school, I think it's 365 days out of the year. There's on average 360, 365 mass shootings every year here. A lot of them just don't make the news. It's usually the big ones that make the news.
Yeah.
But it's insane. That stuff doesn't happen in other countries.
I that's why I said I'm against it. I'm completely against it. Because guns should be used in only a war zone to me. In a life and death situation in which is life and death. Going out on the street to stop somebody from stealing liquor is not life and death. To get somebody who's stealing money, it's not life and death. The only reason these situations even become life and death is because we are all allowed to have a gun. If you think they have a gun, it can become potential life and death. If they got a knife, it can be life and death if they get up close. But how often do we put ourselves in harm's way? How often do police officers put them physical bodies in harm's way that they can get stabbed? They don't. Usually, it's a distance between them.
Yeah, and
And they
in them circumstances, that's where the taser should come in, where it's enough distance where I can disarm you but still preserve life. Because I don't care how strong you is. 15, 20, 1,000 or 500, however many volts hit your ass at that moment, you gonna be disabled. It ain't nothing. It ain't you. Not unless you got an insulated rubber suit or something.
I'm like, shoot that motherfucker in the leg with the gun, with the taser. Don't even aim for the upper body. Shoot the motherfucker in the leg. At least you know that the fool can't run because you shot him in a area in which and it keeps them mobile. Now I know certain people under certain drugs, their adrenaline is so high that a taser won't stop them at that moment. So yeah, now you a little scared. You just shot a motherfucker who testosterone is out the fucking roof. Yeah, they still coming at you. They like the Hulk. You a little terrified. You might as well just get in the fucking car and leave because did they kill somebody? Did they kill somebody? Did they what? Nothing in the U.S. justifies killing in most cases.
So let me ask you this: what did Breonna Taylor do? She didn't shoot anybody. She didn't commit a crime.
She didn't do anything, but from that story, I heard that her boyfriend shot at the police because he heard someone break in, like they kicked the door in,
Yeah,
and he shot back. So he was defending.
And he did the same thing that all three of us would do because y'all both husbands and fathers. I'm a husband. Anybody come here that's not supposed to be in here, it's going at this point it's between you, me, and Jesus, and one of us gotta go. Cause my thing is, I don't know your intentions. You coming into my house and you ain't invited. And prime example, that actually did happen to me 1 year here in Murfreesboro, where it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Police beating on the fucking door, and I'm not beating hard. Where Brittany got scared, I instantly get my gun, put one in the chamber. I go peek through the peephole. It's the fucking cops. But I know the cops ain't here for us because we sleep. We ain't doing shit. Luckily, it was some other people that was adjacent from us, across from us, that they came because they was noisy or whatever. But it's that same concept. I don't know who the fuck you are. You beating on my door. And it ain't just like, no, oh, knock, knock. It's like,
yeah.
I hate that. My kids do that.
Yeah, and you hear that, you hear that 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't know who friend from foe, let alone if it's the authorities. All you know is that I got my babies here, my wife here, and then we the men. So we got to be willing to lay down our lives to make sure they are right versus, baby, go out there and see, baby girl, go out there and go show a little ass and titties. No, he might, if he a cop, man cop, a little ass and titties that's going to make them die down. No.
They're going to blow the little kid. They're going to blow the goddamn, they're going to blow your wife away. They're going to blow your kids away. Because they going to think the little motherfucker, they're going to think the kids have a bomb attached to them. Let's be real. They justify their killing in some type of way. They're going to think this Iraq, they put the motherfucking bomb on the kid.
Let's be completely fucking real. You're absolutely right. Because, prime example, they shot 20 rounds in a house. And come to find out, Breonna, her sister and a baby stayed there with her too. They weren't there at the time. But just to hear the story from Breonna's mother, and if you get a chance, everybody, y'all get a chance, go watch the Breakfast Club interview with Angela Yee and Angie Martinez and Breonna Taylor's mom. And I'm telling you, if you get to the end, it's going to really break you down because to hear Breonna's boyfriend, I think his name is Kenny, I'm talking about my heart literally sunk into my fucking stomach hearing that man cry out for her on the phone, trying to call the police to let them know somebody in my house and they just shot and hit my girl and he crying out for her. And that's the most heartbreaking shit to hear because I know how he feel about it. He loved that girl to his bones. And as we all husbands, we love our wife. Our wife gets sick, it hurt. Let alone our wife being hurt or killed.
But this is my whole point with all that. She didn't do anything, and her boyfriend, although he did shoot, he wouldn't have to do anything either because the police messed up. They went to the wrong place.
Yep.
The person that they were looking for was already arrested
in custody.
And they fucked up. How does somebody shooting at you multiple bullets and you completely missed him and shot somebody else?
Yeah, and then that's the fucked up part. He shot one time and hit a dude in the leg versus 20 rounds. You got to think about one person get hit in the leg. Don't justify.
Even remember the shooting that happened to the UPS driver? I think it was in California.
Yeah,
where somebody had tried to rob try to steal the UPS truck, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah,
and they were on the truck, and the police shot him, killed the two people in there, and shot somebody else that didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, and they did that, and then they did that shit on the freeway. Like you on the freeway.
Exactly. That is crazy as hell.
I'm I'm thinking I'm watching a movie. Like, is this Dodge City? Is this Cocaine Cowboys? The movie?
But
like, what the fuck is this?
The guy in the vehicle, the UPS driver, he didn't even have a chance. They just lit it full of bullets.
Yeah, I remember.
No warning, nothing. That's crazy.
Honestly, and back to the guns and all that. And like your point, she didn't do anything. He only shot back, and they shot 20 times. Honestly, thinking of if you pull it back and just say, you had a search warrant, you were looking for somebody. If you were trying to not kill somebody, if you were not trying to kill somebody, couldn't you set up a perimeter? You went to an apartment complex. They went to an apartment complex. What the fuck happens to the protocol about a perimeter? Put a fucking perimeter up. I don't give a damn. This motherfucker jump out the window. You still got him. You got him. Whoever you searching for, you got him. No matter where the fuck they run.
But the biggest fuck up is having a no-knock warrant in the first place. Because you put everybody's life in danger. Because what if you had children in the living room or somebody sleep on the couch and you got folks and they come busting in your door and you got a gun or somebody got an AK or a shotgun? It's going to be a fucking bloodbath. And let me be fucking real when I say this. If that shit happened, then they would start trying to really change the laws. If enough of these fucking cops start getting popped in the process of doing some of the bullshit that they doing, then they're going to have to start sitting in and counting for, damn, maybe we need to stop doing no-knock warrants because a lot of our officers are getting killed and the innocent people getting hurt in the process. Because my thing is this, you escalate a situation by even having that kind of rules. Oh, you don't have to have a warrant and you ain't got to have body cameras. Y'all just go in. This ain't an operation in fucking Afghanistan.
That's the thing. The ratio's fucked up. It's the ratio of citizens getting killed to police is not right. If it was 1-to-1, I bet you that shit would stop. Yeah. If 1,000 people were killed by the police and 1,000 police officers killed, I bet you that shit would slow down.
I'm gonna keep it 100. If it was one weekend where like 200-300 cops, like the Christopher Dalton dude, how he was dropping cops, and he was ex-military and an ex-cop, and he was out there popping them folks' ass, and they went after him so hard. I went and read his manifesto. After watching Dave Chappelle 846, I went and read that. That shit is long as fuck. But honestly, after reading it, I kind of understand the way that man felt because in his mind, he's a Marine again. He's fighting domestic terrorism. Because at that point, that's what he looked at the police department. It was corrupt. Everybody out to hurt and do all this dirty shit, and ain't nobody gonna answer for it. Okay, well, I'm gonna be the sacrificial soldier and do what I'm trained to do. And people might not agree with it, but dude got a point across because
he got a point. He got a point across. I watched Dave Chappelle show too, and I love his statement when he said the cops called him and he was coming to do a show, and the cops told him, "Hey, y'all, we're extending our protection out to anybody he named in that manifesto." And Dave Chappelle said, "Nah, I'm good. He like me. You need something. Do you need right? Because I'd be scared like motherfucker if I was you right now. And it's true. It's true. Like,
but here's the problem I even had with all that though. So they had all those police officers. They didn't try to bring him in alive at all. That was not even nowhere in their intention. How's that not a crime? How is that not a crime?
Man, when it come to them, that it's all fair and games. When
they just do whatever they want. That's what I'm saying. They just do whatever the fuck they want.
This is truly how I see the police system right now. Like, if one cop does something wrong right now, and they didn't have the body cam to have proof of it, somebody else, most times they supposed to come in twos, so they gotta have backup. I mean, one cop does something wrong, the cop that was his backup does not want to turn him in for a bad call, doing something wrong.
Right.
Now you really got two criminal cops, because one committed the crime and the other one is protecting them.
An
accessory. It's an accessory. He's protecting them. Well, the more people find out about either that cop or some cops, then it becomes this whole thing of either I protect my fellow officer because they gonna have my back when the time comes, or I turn them in. But if I turn them in, we get into an actual shootout. I need you to have my back. That officer can just leave your ass out there and then write it up and say, well, I tried to get to him in time. I couldn't. You didn't try to save his ass. So,
but see, that go back to that bullshit blue code, the don't cross the blue code. And then that was in his manifesto, where that's their fraternity or that's their code. Like you don't sell out another cop. But that what goes back to that notion of a good cop. Because my thing is this: if you swear to serve and protect and to fight against tyranny or whatever, or to stand and be righteous, you gotta be willing to lose your career. Because my thing is this: either you gonna man up or nut up and fight against your own to do what's right and be the change, or you need to walk the fuck off.
They need to implement whistleblower protection against them. So let's say you report something. If they do decide to fire you, you're paid. You automatically apply for your pension from that day forward. You don't have to wait them a lot of time to serve. Automatic pension, and you will get paid a salary out of all that. That'll stop a lot of that people just letting stuff slide.
Yeah.
That's
a good segue too, Tyler. Let me get to my last points.
Okay.
The third police reform is that police also, they need to create a 5-point system, meaning the government or whoever needs to have a database and put every known record of any law enforcement, sheriff, like a DEA or whoever, and they need to have a 5-point system, meaning if any cop violates or get points, just like we get points on our driving record, we can get suspended or we can't drive no more. They need to have 5 points as a minimum. And meaning once they hit 5 points, they are permanently banned from being law enforcement in the U.S. They need to create a database where if you plant drugs on somebody, that's 5 points, because that's corruption at the highest level. Police brutality, it need to be certain offenses get a certain level of points. But once you hit 5 points, that's it. And I feel like they need to have that, because that will then make it, just like you said, if you hit these points, you can't go to the next town or the next county to become a cop, because federally and statewide, we can see what you've done and we can't hire you. They need to do that, because that will then de-escalate a lot of the violence that's coming. Because like I said, with the whole thing with George Floyd, how is it that cop had 18 complaints over his career and he's still in law enforcement? Yep. The Asian dude, he had a lawsuit for brutality. How is he still on the force? And it's like they making all kind of excuses, but it's like, y'all hurting and killing people. Because like I said, they can go get another job somewhere else and make a living. That person they just killed can't get up out the grave.
Yep.
And that's just real.
Well, hey, now wait a minute. It's 2020. I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, if they reverse engineer the coronavirus, motherfuckers coming from the dead now.
Oh shit!
Coming
Now we
from
got
dead.
Resident Evil. God damn it! Where's Jill at?
I just look.
Goddamn Jill, help!
Jill, help! Jill.
And then, and my final point, and you touched a lot about not having guns. I feel that police officers too shouldn't have guns for at least a year when they on the street, just to learn to get them skills of de-escalation and how to interact and communicate with people before you give them a firearm. Because just like prime example, you got little baby F right there, baby Ethan. Yep. I'm not finna give Ethan a gun that's loaded because he's a baby.
And that's the thing. If everybody didn't have a gun, I bet you there'd be a lot less deaths just based on the fact that, hey, I'm pretty sure most of them don't want to get in hand-to-hand combat. They're not trying to do that. Yep. They got the gun, so they think they got the advantage. Yeah. If it came hand-to-hand combat, you might get your ass whooped. So
exactly. hey. I felt that same sentiment with the Trayvon Martin case when the dude kept pursuing the kid. He beat his ass. Then he shot him. He shot the kid after he beat his ass, because most people not finna go hand to hand. No, most people are not about to go hand to hand combat, because first of all, be real, most African Americans are stronger than other races. We are just built to be like hard as hell. So if you end up getting into a fist fight, they don't want to come out with a broken nose. They don't want to come out with a broken jaw, some broken ribs, because that's going to hold them off from coming to their duty again the next day because they injured. Yeah, it's going to mess up with their pay. So they don't want to get into a fist fight. If you have to protect yourself with just your hands, you're going to try to talk your way out of stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna try to de-escalate. You won't let it escalate, because my thing is like this, and not just even that. If it's 2 cops and like 5 or 6 dudes, and you trying to talk all this big boy shit, and they surround you and start putting them hands on your ass, then you're gonna be like, hey, let's talk it out. Just like just like that black police dude who's just on the internet talking all this shit. You always want to talk about put your guns down. I sign a waiver. He was talking all that tough shit until that boxer said, all right, let's get in the ring. That's just ridiculous. Right. Man, stop tip tapping and bitch. Go on and all talk. Keep that same energy.
You're not trying to get mopped up.
Yeah.
Yep. Knocked up.
Yeah, because he talking about, you guys always want to talk about fighting, take off y'all bit. Hey, just because, some of these dudes actually is trained in just like Floyd is. So, but see, the thing about it is, with being cops, mostly the cowards get empowered because they got a gun.
Yep.
And that's the worst thing you could do, is to give a coward ass person.
These are the same people that were getting bullied in school and getting smacked around and getting their chocolate milk took and shit.
Yeah, your pizza getting took from you and getting thrown on the floor.
Hey, those are the ones that were most likely to shoot up the school. Decided, hey, I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm finna go into law enforcement where they gonna give me a gun and they gonna tell me that I need to enforce the law, giving me power over normal citizens. Now I'm finna go back to Billy Bob's house and see that motherfucker run a stoplight, and now I'm finna harass him because I can do that. I can do that now. I can, and then when you talk back to me, Billy Bob, shit. You're going against a cop. You need to understand you're going against the law.
Facts.
See, I hate the fact that they sit there and say that you're going against the law when I'm going against you. No, I'm going against the man that's talking to me right now. You are not the law. You are supposed to enforce the law. You're supposed to protect and serve. That's what you are making a vow to do.
Yeah.
Well, if you're killing and destroying, you're not even doing what you vowed. You vowed. You put your life. You put your career on the line to say you're gonna protect. How often you see firefighters out there talking about, we just left motherfuckers to die because I'm scared of the fire?
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't see them out there. Somebody screaming for help. Look at them. Look at them up there, just burning up. You don't see no shit like that.
Yeah,
no damn sense.
And that's why I got a lot of respect for firefighters, because again, they know what they signing up for. They know I'm gonna have to fight a fucking fire every once in a while.
You know what I've realized? Everybody's got respect for firefighters. Nobody really has too much respect for police officers because the majority of them. It's too fucking corrupt, bro.
It's too much corruption. It's corrupt. And then,
it's a gang.
Look at
it is
the
a
history.
gang that cannot be prosecuted the majority of the time. That's all it is.
And if you go back to the history of policemen ain't nothing but slave catchers. That's where it all originated. Now, back then, it wasn't no such thing as firefighters. And it was firefighters. They always coming, trying to put out the fire. They trying to help and de-escalate the situation. It's the opposite. With the police, they feel they got the power. They can harass you. They can kill you. The reason why we respect firefighters, and it's a fucking sad day to hear a firefighter die in the line of duty, because that man actually put his fucking life on the line. They did what the fuck they said they was gonna do. I'm gonna go in here, get whoever I can out of here, and if it's somebody else or myself that go down, I did my best. Police, complete opposite. It takes 5 or 6 of them bitches to come pull somebody over. Why did you need that much excessive level of force to address a certain issue? And then that's why I said that's why a lot of people consider police pussies, because y'all one-on-one wouldn't want to fight. You want to wait until you got 30 motherfuckers behind you to then there and talk that shit now. There's some people that can beat the 30 of y'all ass and be, then now what? You gonna go get an army?
Hey, be real. I just hate the fact that after everything is said and done, you leave it to the same police officers that committed the crime. I'll just go ahead and say it's a crime because you're none but gang members. That's what you are. You're a gang member. You committed the crime in a uniform, and then you are supposed to tell the truth on paper as to what happened. Who the fuck gonna commit the crime, then go and sit down and admit to the crime that they just committed? The woman that got shot got pretty much 20 rounds in her ass and laid out in her place, and she didn't do nothing. The family was extremely upset when they saw the police report. The motherfucker, the damn description for the death or what she was injured by said no injuries. She's dead. How can you put in the report that she had no injuries? She got shot up.
Yeah.
No, this is a fucked up thing. They asked her mom if anybody would do. Did she know of anybody that wanted to do harm to her daughter? What kind of shit is that?
And
you know who did it.
And then they tried to flip it and like, was her boyfriend and violent to her? I'm like, what kind of insensitive bullshit is that to ask a person? And then the cold part about it, the fucked up part about it, is that these people didn't give that girl mama no information. I mean, this lady went to a hospital, sat at the hospital 2 fucking hours. Ain't no. Don't you know that lady didn't find out until the afternoon that her daughter's body was still in the apartment?
Yep.
They didn't tell her anything. They asked questions, and that shit is disgraceful.
Because they're trying to the evidence. They're trying to plan it. They're trying to move things around and make it seem like, oh, the craziest thing to me out of all of that is they try to charge the boyfriend with the murder. Then they end up rescinding it because what they said wasn't true. Why are they not accountable? Let's take away just the murder part. They lied. They straight up lied about what happened.
Straight up lied. They lied. They held it. Like when the mother asked the police officer what happened, you know what the fuck happened. You were there.
Yep.
And you gonna tell, hey, you gonna answer a question with a question. Well, do you know anybody that was trying to do harm to your daughter? Like, you know what happened. It's actually black and white. You know what happened. You just don't know how to truly explain it to this mother that y'all fucked up.
But
you just don't know how to
but that's the kind of fuck up that nobody want to have to explain. Like, well, see, that's where my biggest part of it that pisses me off is, where was the due diligence? Where was the level of command and the communication? Because there's no way in hell. And not only just that, the other thing I found out from watching Roland Martin on YouTube is that they said that the motherfucking warrant that they had was 2 months outdated. So we got old information. We ain't contacting the level or the chain of commands to know what the fuck is going on. My thing is this: if dude was in custody, they should have immediately, bruh, y'all operation over with. Why? We got the dude y'all looking for in custody. All right, say no more. Pack up. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Simple.
Communication. what you just said. There's no the communication levels by even the police is ridiculous. Like I said this on my podcast. If you had, and I think Ryan Davis said this. If you follow him, if you don't follow him, take a look for Ryan Davis Comedy on Instagram. He's on Facebook too or whatnot. But if you had pilots, let's say 1 out of every 5 cops is bad. If you had 1 out of every 5 pilots just flying fucking planes in the mountains and shit, motherfucking that shit, they would reform fucking planes. Nobody would get on a plane. They wouldn't trust that shit. That's the equivalency of what's going on with these police officers. It's 1 out of 5. We can't have 1 out of 5. You can't do that kind of job and be wrong. You can't have engineers fuck up on bridges and shit and have hundreds of people just fall into fucking water. You cannot be wrong on certain things. You cannot have police officers be wrong. I can fuck up at my job on an Excel sheet. It's not gonna make a big difference. I can't become a pilot and be like, man, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm hitting everybody and just fly off in the fucking crash plane. And then 3 other motherfuckers the same week do the same shit. Like, oh my God, they're killing people by the hundreds out here. This shit would be insane. Imagine that. Now that's what we feel like when you have police officers out here like that.
The fucked up part about it is we in a country that we want motherfuckers who do customer service and fast food. We hold them more accountable for fucking up our sandwich than we hold a motherfucker who's supposed to be keeping people alive and protected. I told
this motherfucker I didn't pickles on this bitch. I'm going to this motherfucker. I'm gonna yell at somebody, goddamn, about these pickles.
Exactly. You like, didn't I tell you motherfuckers I didn't want pickles? I wanted fucking strawberry jam.
Like the whole time.
I don't fucking eat lettuce. I don't eat vegetables, motherfucker. I don't eat.
Whole time, I'm sitting up here with the pickles under my tongue like the SpongeBob character, bro. I'm just saying, bro. It's so ridiculous to stand. I'm like, bro, you gotta have these ridiculous standards every other job, but the police like, we fucked up and killed somebody. It's all good, you know.
Yeah, we make up bullshit laws as we go along. Yeah, you can't talk to the police.
You mean we stole evidence from another case and planted it on somebody and it's on fucking camera?
Yeah, like this. I found some.
Oh man, the fact that it's funny as hell. They start enforcing cops had to wear their body cams because of shit that they were doing and they didn't have video camera. Now they wear the fucking body cam and still do the dumb shit. And then they're like, I just don't want to turn in the body cam. It's mandated.
But bro, it's some cops and shit that turn the motherfucker off. Because I've seen videos where they had a police raid where they went into the wrong woman's house. Same fucking example. Went to the wrong address. Put children, I'm talking about babies as small as Ethan, got guns in their face. And the oldest sister, she just crying, telling them, don't kill me. This the wrong house. Don't you know the captain in the raid told everybody to kill their cameras? That's the problem. You giving these people the power.
They shouldn't even be able to kill their cameras. They shouldn't be able to kill their cameras. I've always said, as soon as they draw a weapon, the camera automatically cuts on.
Yeah, and I feel like this too
every single time.
With the 5 points scale. If this is a situation where you cut your cameras off and somebody end up dead, automatically termination and banned from being a police officer.
And automatically looked into by a prosecutor. Yeah, that would stop all this stuff. If people had the risk of going to jail for life, they'd stop it. I promise they would.
And that's a great set. And
because those are the cowards. They're not real criminals. Real criminals know the consequences.
Yeah, and Tyler, that's why you the motherfucking man in what you do, because that's a perfect segue into my final point. I said for all future and current police officers that they are required to sign a federal contract that states as a public official, if they are found guilty in any wrongdoing or police brutality that leads to someone's demise or unfair incarceration, they forfeit all their benefits, meaning Becky Sue, Rebecca, Karen, all them lose all that money that you've been working and saving up for. They lose that shit, meaning your family can't get shit. Not only do you lose your benefits, your personal and family benefits as a public official, your pension, insurance, all that shit get wiped out immediately. And you effectively effective immediately. All that shit is wiped out, and then you have to serve a minimum of 25 years in prison to life. That if that was a federal contract that the police had to sign, meaning you know what you going into. Meaning if you ain't absolutely sure that this gun got to be pulled, and you got to shoot or kill this person, you need to do everything in your power, because that's where I feel, just like a comedian Marvin Hunter on Instagram said this, it has to be boundaries and consequences. Meaning they need to know without a shadow of a doubt that if I shoot this man or woman, I have to be able to legally justify every round I used. If not, I am financially destitute and killing my family. They need to have that shit in the back of their mind, because if they have that kind of level of pressure on them, half of them will quit. Good, get them out, because they can't cut it, they can't handle it. I'd rather you be man enough and woman enough to say that shit and do something else versus going out there trying to be the fucking tough guy.
I've always said that people that I don't think police officers are paid enough. They have a very hard job, but that's for the good police officers. With something like that, I would love, if you had those kind of stipulations, I'd love to double, maybe even triple their salary. Police officers in Germany, I believe, get paid close to 6 figures. I believe it's Germany. I want to say it is. I'd have to redo that research, but in other countries, maybe it might be Canada actually. Canada, I believe they get paid like 6 figures. I think they have to do like 2 or 3 years on the job training before they can become a police officer, though. Which here you can complete the training in like, I think it's like 6 months or less. Might be 3 months. Yeah, it's not very long. It's very no, it's less than a year. Here it's only like 3 to 6 months, somewhere in that ballpark. 580 hours, something like that. I'm probably off on the figures. You'd have to.
A beautician and a barber gotta have way more time just to cut hair.
That is insane
like
to me.
Hey, I need my lineup, G. I need my lineup. Man, I ain't really got my 1,000 hours yet, so I can't really do it.
Exactly. It's ridiculous to be a beautician, to do hair. My hair gonna grow back. My body ain't gonna come back from dead. Like I said, it's 2020. I don't know, but just as right now, I ain't seen it yet.
Hey, so we still in June. We ain't made it to July, so.
Oh yeah. Fucking zombies of God damn 2020. What the fuck? This is bullshit. This is straight up.
Everyone
bullshit.
That had the corona are now getting up. What? What do you mean, Paw?
Hey. We need the cops out there now. Go ahead, fight the zombies. Fight the zombies. Go.
They push ass be running. They push ass be dropping guns and running.
But I just don't get it, man. It's so simple for this stuff, though. Like, I know I'm making jokes about it, but I mean, that's the only thing I can do is try and make it funny, because it's so fucking sad. Like, at the end of the day, it's really sad that we have to go to these measures for people who just treat other people like humans. Human beings are the worst fucking species that has ever lived on this earth, man. We're fucking terrible, bro. We really are. We fuck up other animals. We will fucking eat an animal into extinction. We will fucking poach animals for fucking for sport, made up health benefits and shit. Yeah, we'll fucking kill elephants and take ivory. We'll do whatever we want. We'll fucking clear out land, vast acres of land just to live. Now I understand we have to live, but they do it without cause. Look what they did in Brazil some months ago, where they cleared out all that land where those cattle were at. They just cleared all that land out to be able to build on it. It's fucked up the shit that we do. All for $1, man. For some money.
All for money. Greed. I ain't gonna lie. If it was a being like Thanos came here and he asked, why shouldn't I kill human race? I literally couldn't give the nigga a good answer. I like, bro, real talk, you better kill us now before we figure out how to kill you. Cause
hey, snap, just fucking snap. If you say you gonna save us by taking out like majority of us, snap that motherfucker. Just see how many people go. I would just wonder who left. Let's see Trump ass leave.
That nigga's the Antichrist. That motherfucker. He gonna feel the snap, but it ain't gonna do shit. We gonna need Spawn to take care of that nigga.
Bro, every time he speaks, I just be like, what the fuck is he talking about? I be confused as shit. I'm like, bro, how you a fucking president? And I didn't really like Bush. Obama he was all right. I didn't really like Bush, but he didn't sound fucking stupid every time he talked.
Yeah,
I can respect him as a human being, and he says some, I might not like his politics necessarily, but I can respect how he talked. Obama, I can respect how he talked.
Yeah,
I can say honestly, police reform, governmental, all that. we gotta look at the United States at the head. We got the dumbest motherfucker person that possibly could be at the top,
Bruh.
and he's saying he agreeing because he talking to.
I would vote for Ethan. I would vote for Ethan at this point compared to Trump.
Hey, you can run the United States and did. But yeah, like this dude is stupid at the very top. He is fucking stupid at the very top.
Bruh,
And then you got everybody else that's bagging his rule because he's like, yo, they giving me money and they supporting me, so I need to support them.
yeah,
But these motherfuckers out here killing folks.
You know,
I have not seen fucking Trump wear a goddamn mask in the middle of this goddamn coronavirus to any of the things that he's went to speak to because he's like, everybody else is away from me.
and
So
then
I'm just not going.
and then the fact that he pushed taking some fucking medicine that wasn't even authorized. One dude, I think in Arizona, died from doing that shit. Honestly, that was his fucking fault. That was his fault.
He said, well, you could take this. And that nigga, I think, didn't he say something? You can put like chlorine or bleach in your.
Yeah, the nigga said, yeah, check yourself.
Wait, whoa, wait a minute, hold up. You mean I put that goddamn bleach in me and I'm gonna die? I'm not gonna be all right.
Yeah, you far from all right, pimp. And then what really killed me is that motherfuckers had to call the CDC to say, should I not drink the bleach and Clorox? Motherfucker, have you ever got bleach on your skin and it give you a chemical burn?
Couldn't have been me at the CDC. No, go and drink that, player. Go and drink that. We gonna
natural selection happening.
Yeah, we gonna let natural selection sort this shit out. Just like the dumbass kids that used to be eating Tide Pods. Don't say them. He's fucking stupid. It say on the bag right there. Do not ingest.
What does ingest mean?
No. I know that's your I know that's your son. He's fucking stupid. He doesn't need to be here. Your gene pool has ended. Your gene pool has ended. We're gonna kill the rest of your kids just to make sure.
Yeah, we need to cut him off. Cut him off at the knee.
Yeah, cut him. Yeah.
He don't need to be here. He too goddamn stupid.
And the thing is, half of those dumbass things with Tide Pods and all these stupid people that's doing dumb shit, they ask somebody before they do it. And the people that they ask and don't know how to answer them. They're like, yo, I'm not sure, you should probably read the instructions. Motherfucker, I clean my clothes with that shit. Why am I putting it in my body?
I'm like, bruh, your body got good and bad bacteria, and bleach kill 99% of all bacteria. If you ingest it, it's gonna kill everything in you, motherfucker. But go ahead, go for it. Go, just tell me how it worked out for you.
Imagine how much you're gonna vomit and shit everywhere. You're gonna die in a puddle of vomit and shit. That's a terrible way to go. What a terrible way to go.
Hey, no, look. Let me just tell you. It's a natural cleanser. If you want to cleanse, it's a natural cleanser. You can cleanse all that shit out.
I thought I was supposed to just eat more fiber. I mean,
it's a natural cleanser. Take that shit and take it to your grave with you.
Yeah, like you gotta worry about. It's like they like this. I drink some bleach and some flat tummy tea. Is my stomach gonna go down? Oh yeah, everything about to go down, baby. You ain't gotta worry about nothing else. I just feel like as an adult, if you do something real fucking stupid and you're gonna die from it, they should just let you die. Like, you just deserve that shit at that point, man. Like, just go. Just go into that room. Is that kind of level of stupidity? It's like I can't do some stupid shit like that.
Stupid shit. Hey, if you did that shit and you came to me, I'll give you a Tums. And your stomach hurt, I give your ass a Tums. It settle your stomach. It settle your stomach. You won't settle all the rest of the shit that's dying, but it settle your stomach.
I ingested the bleach and now I can't see. Oh yeah, it's working real good. It's working the way it should. You dumb motherfucker.
God damn it, man. I swear, man. And these are the same stupid motherfuckers that are on the police force. Ain't that some shit? Don't it all come full circle? Full circle.
They on the police force. They ass in corporations because
the government, yeah, that's the real scary part. Who the motherfuckers who's writing the laws and making the laws, the lobbyists.
That's the crazy thing. I always wonder how I think about things and how someone can be so fucking opposite of what I think. I'd be like, how the fuck is that even possible? Like how could you even think that? How could you even think something like that? It's fucked up.
3.
It really is. I don't understand it. How can 98 people come to an agreement on something that makes pretty logical sense as far as just being a basic human being, and you go opposite of that? It's just fucked up. It doesn't make any sense.
Yep, it don't.
God damn, Evan just tossed that baby. I just see him. He did the fucking Lion King.
Hey! It's gonna be a funny clip in the podcast. You see, he back, but like he started touching the computer. So I
know that was
funny. Hey, at least he knew I was finna do it. I counted down. That's our thing. 3, 2, 1. He knows some shit finna about to happen. So he got ready. He got ready for
it. That's more than the police will give you.
Yep. You said. Yep. So I mean, police, dumb motherfuckers like that do not give the courtesy to people because they don't care about your life. They don't care about your life. It's a very selfish perspective if you are dealing with people and all you care about is trying to go home to your wife or go home to your family, and you don't give a fuck about anybody else that you have to deal with on a daily basis.
Exactly. And then that's I don't understand how they even let people like the Derek dude who killed George Floyd. How the fuck did he should have been off after that? He should have took his badge, sent his ass home, because I can't imagine the shit that these cops doing a full 16 hours. You just killed somebody at 10:30 and now you shoot another motherfucker at 9 o'clock at night. Like, how are these people still functioning and doing this shit? Because I can't even see a car wreck and go home and drive after seeing a car wreck, let alone see a motherfucker get killed.
I'm gonna put you on some conspiracy shit though. So I'm gonna bring it all full circle. The same people that we talk about that shouldn't be police officers are the same people that are out here with this coronavirus that refuse, not like I forgot my mask or I'm not gonna wear it this time. The people that actually refuse to wear a mask, they think it's infringing on their rights to wear a mask. The stupidity in that. The stupidity in that.
The fact that y'all think, oh yes, everybody got the right to breathe God's air. Ain't no nigga and nobody can control the
still air. Fucking breathing though.
But my thing is this: if it is a known virus that's in the fucking air, and everybody's saying, "Hey, everybody, put something over your face because we don't want you breathing in the air and you get sick," just like the motherfucker in that Walmart video. Fighting the dude at Walmart, this old
get in Walmart, just looking stupid.
Old bastard pushed this dude, and the dude literally just telling him, you cannot come here without a mask. And then my thing is this: folks be like, well, why we gotta wear a mask? Because not enough people are getting tested. Cause let Trump tell it, we're doing all this fucking testing. I just called the people up here in Murfreesboro last week trying to go get a test. And they talking about not unless you got symptoms, you don't need a test. How the fuck is everybody gonna know their status? Because most people might be asymptomatic. Prime example, D.L. Hughley. He was up here in Nashville, passed the fuck out on stage. Come to find out he asymptomatic.
Yep.
Hey, and think about all the people he'd have been around. And let's keep it funky. Keep it real. I'm pretty sure that there's some people in that crowd, if they don't went and got tested, they looking to probably sue him or sue Zanies for that shit. Because people feel like we didn't know, we won, because none of the people that was in that video that they recorded showed masks. I ain't see nobody with masks.
Hey, you talking about the conspiracy around it? The Trump rally.
Oh yeah.
The dumbest shit that came out his mouth was, well, we are testing, and I told my people to slow down on testing because if you keep testing, you're gonna find new cases. So slow down on testing. Like,
and then you got people like he was just making a joke. Like he was making a joke. What the fuck? How is that funny?
He wasn't joking about the kung fu and that shit.
That's like no joke to me. He meant that shit. That's not no joke.
He said it was a joke when it came down to the bleach and shit. And he was like, well, that was a joke, right?
Nigga, I watched the press conference. That was a real serious fucking question because he looked. So, can we design something that's something ingestible like bleach. You know, bleach
Yeah,
kills it in under 5 minutes. That's incredible.
He's asking his medical team effectively, is this possible? And then they were like, he was being facetious. No, he was being serious. That was dumb as hell. And even in the video when he asked his team eyes bugged that they fucking head like,
yeah, that
why?
white lady was like this.
Why the fuck are you asking me this?
I'm pissed off because ain't nobody been real enough. Except for Fauci. Fauci don't give a fuck. One thing I got at least like about him, he gonna go in there and clarify that bullshit. He gonna be like, everything this stupid motherfucker just said was wrong. This is what it is. If we reopen, we're gonna have way more motherfucking cases because people gonna be getting sick and getting re-sick, and then the shit just gonna keep going up. So either we shut down shit now and everybody be uncomfortable for 3 months versus being uncomfortable for a year and a half.
Hey, and honestly, I've been, since the start of this, I've been paying attention to the news almost every day. And when they said this shit, that if you get the coronavirus and then you get over it, they don't even know if you built them a strong immunity to getting it again. They're like, do you get it? It leaves you, and then you can get it again. They've seen people that got it, got over it, then got the shit again. So obviously your body didn't have an immune system that can fight it off. So why the fuck are you okay with, well, if you don't have to wear a mask, you don't want to wear a mask? I actually saw on the news literally maybe an hour before we got on this podcast, and they was joking about how governors who in Florida and in Texas, they had to retract their statement on reopening because the cases started increasing, because people was like, fuck it, we can go out and do what we want to do now.
Yeah, because
not caring.
Them Republicans stupid as fuck. I know exactly who you're talking about, the dude from Florida. Yep. He's a fucking moron. He's a pussy, because everything that Trump say, he just regurgitate that shit.
He was like, I won't say that you have to wear a mask, but let me hint to the factor of you need to listen to the professionals and probably do what they say. But I'm not gonna say that you need to wear a mask. The mask is meant to protect you and the people you're around. Yeah. So you telling everybody that you don't.
This is my thing. I would be a great politician. I'd be a magnificent politician, except I have one fatal flaw. I would just have people killed for doing stupid shit all the time. People would be bodies be in the streets, lined up for doing stupid shit. I would fucking have so many people slaughtered.
And also, you'll be, your only other flaw is that you like big booties and you like smoke a lot of weed and drink. So
I don't think that's a flaw.
In the eyes of somebody, it might be.
Could you imagine the president just rolling up some weed, talking to you like,
hey, I'm that's a president we can trust then, because it's like, hey, he one of us.
Shit, that's some good ass weed. Whoo, shit. All them dumb motherfuckers that's talking about no mask in this pandemic. Let them motherfuckers go and have a party together. Let's set up a party for them.
Hey,
let's put them in a house together.
Keep it 100. I'm opening up Guantanamo Bay for all you motherfuckers that don't want to wear a mask. We sending you to Guantanamo.
See, I'm worse than that though. Like the guy that was at Walmart that was trying to get past him. Just take his ass out back. Just put a bullet in him. All right. Anybody else want to not wear a mask? Anybody else want to not wear a mask? This motherfucker. I'm gonna see motherfuckers snatching up clothes. Shit, this motherfucker is not playing. Yeah, that's what the fuck I thought. All right, anybody else? That's what I thought. Okay, moving on. All right, motherfucker, you better sleep in the mask, goddammit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the fact that I'm talking about raise hell about going to the barbershop. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be the first person to admit I was missing the barbershop my damn self, but I know how to cut my face enough to look presentable. I just gotta wear a shit ton of hats before I get a haircut. But the fact that y'all saying a haircut, a salon, getting your nails done is more important than actually making sure that people ain't fucking dropping dead. And let's keep it 100. The babies have been out of school for longer. I ain't gonna lie, I'm so jealous of the kids now, because we ain't
no, you not.
Shit happen in our lifetime.
Hey, I'm sorry. I got 4 of them. Hell no.
I know you ready to get about to get back to school. But I'm just saying, I'm jealous of these kids because they don't understand how significant this time is. In our whole fucking life, we ain't never had no shit happen in the world where we got to be out of school for 6 fucking months.
Evan is out here talking to his kids like, I will beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker right now.
Hey, the kids be tired as hell at the house. We finna do PE all fucking day. Go outside. You ain't coming back in until don't talk to nobody, don't touch nobody. If you do, your ass staying outside. Come in, you go and take a fucking bath, then you eat. You eat 2 times a day, motherfucker. You eat 2 times. You thought 3? No, you fucking wrong. No snacks in between. No.
It's like jail.
Hey, his kids be at home talking about, he be like, get in the bed, daddy, it's still light outside. I don't give a goddamn.
You taking naps, nigga. You taking naps at 12. You going back to kindergarten. Motherfucker, you in the 4th grade. You going back to kindergarten. You taking a damn nap. I need a peace, man. I need some fucking peace. But
when you talk about your barber, I was sitting up, you know the Wolverine meme where he has like the picture and he's like reaching out towards it? I had a picture of my barber. I was just like, I miss you so.
That's how I feel because I'm up here. Anytime I get my hair cut real good is in Memphis. And boy, I be missing the shit out of Douglas at a better image, boy. I be like, bro, when he get, I be just like, it's like when you just take your hat off me like this. I missed you. I miss you. Hey. How you been? How's your mama doing? Bro, real talk. Like, I understand, but shit, it's the, like I said, does a haircut equate to my fucking health? Because I'd rather be nappy headed as a bitch and in perfect health where I can breathe versus being cut and clean as fuck and I'm not aware because I'm on a fucking ventilator fighting to live.
Right. Exactly.
So it's like, pick your priorities.
You want to know the funny thing is? You realize that most of the things that they reopen in the early phase of customer facing. Yeah. So you reopen customer facing business where you guaranteed going to have higher interaction with people.
Mm-hmm.
No, motherfucker, leave these companies doing most of their business from an online perspective because yes, they're still doing business. It might not be as fast. Mama's gonna whoop my ass, boy. He just put a piece in the bed. But
walking.
Yeah, man.
This is the problem with everything.
I need to go and get some Corona.
The way damn it. I tried to be serious. I couldn't hold it in.
Damn it.
We couldn't let that one. We couldn't overlook that one.
Yeah, I tried to. But my thing is, I just don't. It's crazy, man. Like, people are absolutely stupid. Yeah. The biggest problem with all this is we don't have things in place for if a pandemic or something happens where nations are at war or we have some rampant disease coming around. Because yes, this is killing less than 1% of people technically. Let's see what the problem with this is. If this was killing 10% of people, or God forbid 50% of people, it'd be too late. We'd already spread it everywhere. And that's the thing. Why do we not have regulations set in place for rent control, for not having to pay for insurance, for not having to work and still being able to receive money to buy groceries and things of the like? I just don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. Our citizens are not protected.
Yeah,
we're not.
We're such a capitalistic society that we really just don't give a fuck. Like, let's be honest. Trump doesn't give a fuck about the working class man and woman. And that's why I say, I'm being honest, if you're black or white or any ethnicity and you're working class or under $50,000 and you're voting for Trump, you're a fucking idiot. You're completely out of touch with what the fuck is going on because he don't give a fuck about you. You gotta think about it. all these big companies, these burger joints, these restaurants, these folks were getting tens of millions of dollars and didn't even need the money.
Exactly.
But your ass trying to get this 1,200 and you sweating, praying, crying, when they gonna send me my money? You checking the IRS website every fucking second of every day, trying to get that 1,200. But yet these big corporations getting all this money. And that's the problem that with these people who want to rush shit. If you a big corporation, you already know they taking care of you. Mm-hmm. That's a given. They gonna get their money. Let's get the real money to the business owners, the mom and pops who got salons, barbershops, pizzerias, gas stations, different things like that they have to shut down because they losing money because people can't shop because of this pandemic. Let's get the money and the wealth to those people who really need it. Chick-fil-A and all these other folks, they don't need millions of fucking dollars.
Remember, bro, remember, it's too big to fail, but it's also too small to save. That's really what it is.
That's what it feels
They
like.
don't care. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, the government is like the stock market. You got people that are you got the bulls and you got the bears. You got people that are bullish on stuff and people are bearish on stuff. They make money both ways. They make money when a catastrophe happens. They make money when something good happens. Yeah. They're gonna make money on everything. They're gonna make money on war. They're gonna make money on both sides. They're gonna sell guns to the opposition, and they're gonna make money for building stuff for the United States. That's just how it is. It's built like that. They don't care what happens. And as long as they can make $1 from it, they don't care.
And that's the tragedy, because that's the history of this country. Because literally, they make money off of you from birth until fucking death. You gotta pay to be born. Like you said, y'all got kids. I know y'all, if y'all didn't have insurance, just having a child would probably put you in a fucking hole just for having your kid.
That's exactly. True. It's fucking ridiculous. Exactly. And then you have death taxes. They tax you when you die.
Yep, you got death packages just to make sure that you can pay for everything. I said, fucking cremate me, burn my ass. It's gonna cost something.
That's free 99. Do me like in God of War. Put a nice barbecue pit, glaze my ass, throw some lighter fluid on me, and smoke my ass, and then put me in a tree somewhere. Bury me in the backyard. I told Brittany, if I die before you, my mama say, "Oh no, we gonna bury you in the ground." Mom, you ain't got no say so how the fuck I die. But if I die, burn me, put half of my ass in a tree, make me an apple tree in the backyard, and throw the other half in the Mississippi River so I can travel the world.
Yeah, I will smoke you. I will smoke you.
I appreciate that, bro.
Okay, that's some weird shit, but okay.
We're gonna do some how shit with you.
I'm gonna turn into an ivory plant. What's up, Paul?
Okay. We playing with this nigga. Okay, Big A, live on.
I'm about to say Tyler gonna fuck around and become a famous artist. It's gonna be me helping him like this. It's like, nigga, see all these clothes. Nigga, I'm in the afterlife. It's so bright over here. I hung out with Jesus and Pac yesterday. It was great.
Bro, man, it's like, I don't know, man. It's just some terrible shit in the world, man.
That's true. That's true. And then, like you said, it's a capitalistic state. Like, it's crazy, yo. Because I just started thinking about it. Man, when all this shit, the pandemic happened, everybody started selling out on their stock.
Man.
And then a person like me that ain't got that much money, I'm like, let me buy stock right now. Fuck it. Because everything gonna go back up. Because how our economy is, how everything is. They just care about fucking money. So
it's
I ain't gonna lie. I sure want to buy some stock in Parel, because Parel gotta be fucking booming behind this shit. Because you can't find no fucking hand sanitizer nowhere.
Shit, I'm actually surprised Jergens stock ain't going up, because I know people, man.
Oh yeah, people be throwing that chicken. Like shit,
choking it.
What about
choking that chocobo?
Yeah, what about
chocobo?
I just know the grocery stores out of Plan B. Got to be.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, goddamn it, for real.
Choking that chocobo.
And I don't even know how people getting divorced in the pandemic, because they say there's been a lot of domestic shit going on. I'm like, in the pandemic, y'all both ain't got to work. All y'all can do is
they found out they don't like each other.
Enjoy each other, fuck, eat, sleep, watch Netflix, and repeat.
Hey, Hey, honestly, it makes sense why a lot of motherfuckers. I bet you it's a lot of white folks who realize I don't really like this motherfucker because they ain't making no money. They furloughed right now. They ass can't make no money like they used to. They ain't gone all day. I
Yeah.
gotta sit beside Joe ugly ass mug, and I realize I don't like you. I
Well,
want a
you
divorce.
should have chose better then. But shit, in this time like this, the perfect time to be fucking and laughing and eating. Shit, what else you gonna do?
Well, a lot of people realizing that they spent their entire life being materialistic. And
Yeah.
now the shit hit the fan. You can't be materialistic. You don't got a lot of money. Places
Mm-hmm.
not open. You can't go nowhere. You got just the Lord, your loved ones, and yourself. And some people realize they can't even deal with their fucking self right now. They're like, oh my shit. Oh
Right.
my Lord.
Yeah.
I'm losing my goddamn mind from being alone with me all day.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize I was just fucked up. It's like, yep, your
Yeah.
mama, your sister, your cousin, and your baby daddy all knew that shit.
Yeah.
We've been telling you for years. You just realize now.
Yeah. Bitch, you've been the problem the whole time.
Motherfucker schizophrenic and got 7 personalities, and all the motherfuckers hate each other, and they stay in different rooms.
Yeah, you be like, God, I hate it when it comes to the light.
Get out the goddamn bathroom. Wait, am I talking to myself again? God damn it.
I need friends.
Yeah, shit. This show definitely not the time to not have no friends, boy.
Hey, I bet you. This just it is crazy. A lot of crime, a lot of stuff. Like I told my wife, I said, be honest with you. A lot of people out here protesting, fighting for rights. You see a lot of white folks out there and a lot of other races. But that's because one, we all got free time. So if I know my cousin and my neighbor both are in the same house next to me, and my neighbor is white and he don't come outside, we know we being oppressed. We all coming out. I know you're in the house, motherfucker. You need to come out. And if you turn to me and like, I'm not sure. All lives matter. Now you got a problem on the street. Now you finna be out. Heard so many people talking about, I want to be able to support and be there for. Why do you want to be in the camera, bruh? Uh, uh,
He wants some
he like,
spotlight. I want some shine too, Daddy.
but he was like, hey, I want to be able to support. This is a good cause. I want to be there. I think this is the best thing I can do. I can be out here. I'm standing with them. I always want to do something. I never had time. No, motherfucker, you just never made time
Yeah.
because everybody cared about their lives and what's going on in their lives, and it doesn't really give a damn because it doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
Close this camera. Close this computer. I'm gonna whoop you, boy. You're the only one here. Why you give me a hard time? 3, 2, 1, toss. Ooh! I'm coming back.
Dang, we should have stopped the screen for about 10 seconds. Like, dang, look how far he threw him. Child Protective Services. Child Protective Services.
And what they gonna come? They gonna come out right now? You think they gonna come out right now?
Probably
No, they not.
not. Best time to beat your kids. Wait till my son get home. Ouch,
So,
Daddy.
hey.
But I just been realizing, man,
whooping you early
it's
for
real.
something that you're gonna do next.
It's just real messed up, man. Everything is always something messed up going on in this world. And it's surprising, as we say, they always say the United States is the best place to be at. I just don't believe that right now. I mean, look at the damn presidential candidates we have. We have 2 people that are 70 years old that have absolutely no fucking clue how to run the damn country. Trump and Biden. I'm not Republican nor Democratic. I'm more independent or libertarian, whatever you like to call it.
I'm really independent.
2-party system does not really work, man. It just doesn't. You can't tell me there's only 2 people that can run this country. And to me, they're like the worst options. Trump is like, I feel like both of them might have dementia. Like what is going on?
I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm going officially on record to say this. Donald Trump got motherfucking Down syndrome because that motherfucker ain't a high level of intelligence.
This motherfucker can't even drink water. He can't drink water.
That's an insult to Down syndrome people. I have a cousin that has Down syndrome. He has more
Okay.
sense than Donald Trump. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
no.
I gotta
Well,
stop
I take that back. I retract my statement.
that.
Trump just a stupid motherfucker. I'm just gonna say
He's
that because he don't have he can't articulate shit. He don't never say a plan. We're doing a lot of testing. We're doing really good.
He
We're
he
I'm
has the
like,
most
mother.
punchable face.
And then my thing is this: if you ask a Trump supporter, what the fuck has he done in his presidency? Nobody can say anything concrete where you
The
can be like,
economy's
oh,
good. The economy's good. The economy's good. The economy is fucking propped up. I'm just waiting for the stock market to actually have a correction. When we have that correction and it drops 20% across everything, then we'll see what the real stuff. It actually is probably more than that. From what I'm looking at, they just need a correction. The market has been fucked up.
Yeah, it's been fucked up. It's gonna be fucked up. And be honest with you, like this dude, I can't understand how. If you seen a clip of him back when this dude was young, and he spoke about financial stuff, and he said that the blacks had the advantage back when he was younger, when the video was like gray as fuck. You really had no color to it.
yeah.
Well, he still says the blacks. I'm like, motherfucker, did you not realize after 50 years that you shouldn't like respond to all of us as the blacks? Yeah, I helped the blacks. I made a lot of jobs for the blacks. We're African American, motherfucker.
I don't like how we separate people in general. Anyway, I mean,
Yeah.
that's just the color. That's just it. We're not black.
I'm
Augustus has a
brown,
black
motherfucker.
shirt. I was gonna say Augustus has a black shirt on. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I got a
I don't.
black shirt on with
We're
a
not the black.
golden ass
My last
gun.
name. I don't think nobody on this podcast last name is black. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, if we really trying to get past this racial shit, let's start taking the descriptions off of applications. Like, what does it fucking matter what my ethnicity is? If I apply for the job, it's either one or two things. Either I meet the qualifications and have the skill set to be here, or I don't.
I just put extra bubble and put mutt and bubble that shit in all the time. Confuse the fuck out of them. Honestly, I've been doing that since I was in high school. I just put an extra bubble on that motherfucker and put mutt.
Hey, genius. Because then when you fill out mutt, you can be like, hey, I don't have any mutts that work here. I'm suing y'all. That man's a genius. That man's a genius. I like it.
Hey,
Like,
I've been the token black person on most of my team. Actually, I've been the token black person on every team that I've been on since I've gotten into the corporate world. I ain't never been on a team with another black person. So yeah, I guess putting down a mutt, coming to him, talking to him with a suit on, with glasses. I always go to an interview with glasses on. So you gotta look like them and speak like them. And then like, oh, bring you in. And as soon as you come in, you say nigga the first day. You just the first word you say is nigga. Nigga. And it throws them for a loop. Like you kind of confused. You hired me now, bitch. You hired me now.
Man, come in the boss's office on the first day, like, what's good, bitch? Excuse me?
What?
What? This how I really talk, motherfucker. Don't be assigning me all this goddamn work. I'm not gonna do none of this shit. I'm just keeping it real. I'll keep it real with you.
Okay, Hildred. Okay.
Hildred. That's not my name either, motherfucker. What was the truth? Nigga, everything you listened to, you thought it was the truth, didn't you? You gave me my job. My name is now Igor, motherfucker. Call me Igor. That's my friends call me Igor, motherfucker. Call me Igor.
Man. That might say gonna walk in there and say, "What's up, niggas?"
Bro, that would be the funniest shit.
That shit was hilarious.
Oh man, I would pay money to see something like that. I'd be like, this nigga is wild, and he is wild.
Yeah,
he came
but that's the kind of thing you like. I like that guy.
Exactly.
He was honest. He just went in and said, "What's up, niggas?" And he didn't care who he said it to. Everyone's a nigga.
It's all good until your boss come out like Vince McMahon and come, "What's up, my nigga?"
Hold up. Hey. Funny story. This is how you know the actual form of racism is deep rooted in his subconscious and people don't realize it. So you playing with my mic? Okay. Uh, Pretty much, I had a boss. I'm not gonna say what company and what job this was because motherfuckers see this shit and then they track you down. So,
You think?
yeah, hey, nah, I ain't finna do that. But it was an old guy. Dude was probably in his 70s. I just got hired. I'm working at this place. I'm taking over for my coworker, taking over his responsibilities. I'm in a meeting with him, my coworker, and the legal team for the company.
Mm-hmm.
And he says Evan is doing a really good job. This guy, coworker, not saying his name, let's call him Jim. Jim is doing a really good job of training him. He's taking that whip out. He's whipping it real good. And my coworker looks at me. My coworker looks at me and was like, "Oh fuck!" And he looks at me, and I look at him, and I look at my boss, and he keeps like going on, and it was a joke to him. And afterwards, my coworker said, "Hey, you should have said yes, sir, master." I said, "If I said that shit, I would have got fired for making it racial, even though he didn't realize you just talked about whipping my ass." So that's one. My second one is I went to a different company. Now we're reverse roles. I am about to leave. I'm about to leave the company. I'm training my Indian coworker, and it's in my last week, so I'm trying to be hands off. So I'm in a last staff meeting, and I say, my boss asked me, so my director asked me, so how is the training going? And I'm typing, sending emails to chief operation managers, financial people, like the head of their departments, sending emails. And I respond by taking my hands off the computer and doing this. I'm like, I'm hands off. I'm answering your question, not with my mouth, but he said, so how you doing? I'm hands off. I did this a couple times. He didn't pick it up. And I'm looking at him like, bruh, I'm just constantly doing this. He said, you're putting your hands up so you don't get shot? And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Wow.
Oh, my. Oh. And then the Indian guy said, no. No. Take it back. No. And everybody looked us around in the room like, the fuck you just say that? And I look at him and I said, I understand how you can get the perspective of trying not to get shot because I'm a black man raising my hands. Put my hands in the air. I can see that. But we're at work, and that was a reference to me saying my hands is off the work. He's doing the job. I don't have to do it. But thank you for telling me how you really think.
Right.
And I left it at that because I knew he was gonna get fired, so I just said fuck it. I quit. He got fired.
Well,
so
hey.
I knew how that was gonna play out. On my last day, I bought me a cake. This is how I felt about that motherfucker. Let me be honest. Corporation is not something that you should do. But my ass came to work on my last day at noon. I took a shower, went to Kroger, bought me a cake and ice cream for myself. Came to the job, telling people I'm celebrating my farewell. Went in there, said, hey, I got cake and ice cream. Everybody like, where Evan at? Is he gonna work today? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna work. I came in, told everybody I'm having a party soon. Come down to get cake and ice cream and say your condolences. ate the ice cream and cake, cut it, said it was nice working with y'all. Said I'm finna go to lunch now. After just getting to work, I'm finna go to lunch and I'm not coming back.
You must have hated that place.
I hated that place. I hated that place, but that was my last day. And so many people said, I love this motherfucker. I love him. He came with his own cake and ice cream and said, fuck you. I'm finna celebrate. You pay me for this day, and I'm finna leave.
The next episode I'm gonna tell a couple of stories about it. About some people that quit at a job I was at previously. Man, these motherfuckers is wild. Wild. They just do shit. They were as petty as you, maybe even a little bit more for one of them. One of them might have been a little bit more petty. But I think it's good. It's a wrap. That was a good conversation today. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
We
good.
we ended on that note.
Yeah, that was a good one. I was about to say, shoot, I would say another thing we want to talk about is just some resources. Definitely, if you don't have a gun, register to have a gun for your home and your family. Just some places in Memphis that you can go to that are Black owned. One place is the Mid America Training Center. That's place where you can learn, make sure you can know how to use your weapon and all that. Shoot Point Blank, Memphis, the gun store. So these are just some places that you can go to, get registered, because I'm gonna be honest, definitely need something to protect yourself and your family, because if things get any worse, like Dave Chappelle said, if stuff don't improve, or God forbid these men who committed these crimes, these different crimes, they don't get convicted, they get off, then it's gonna be rat-a-tat-tat at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about the Karens. I'm just gonna say this: white women, or any woman that feel like she's a Karen, mind your business. It pay you save yourself so much trouble by minding your business. I have seen so many people who have went and did all this Karen activity, lose their job, and then come back 2-3 days later crying, talking about, I apologize, I didn't know how ignorant it is. I just say this: if you are racist, keep that shit to yourself. Don't go online or go get filmed and doing this stupid shit, because all you do is you really just put a gun in your head and blow your own fucking brains out when you do this shit. Because a person that's Black or any other ethnicity, we just trying to live. We ain't trying to terrorize nobody. We just trying to go to the store and get some juice, get some gas, go get cigarillos or whatever you trying to do. You ain't breaking the law or doing nothing. If you a Karen, mind your own fucking business. Like, I don't know how they feel just so empowered. You're standing here, you're doing this. I've seen so many videos of these people doing this shit, and it's always white women. And one thing I do say to this, they definitely need to pass a federal law too, and they need to do this based on the concept of immaterial, because of false accusations leading to somebody losing their life. They need to have a law. If you call the police and the police go to any situation or any residents will be called out for some bullshit that ain't an actual crime, and you just doing it because on some Karen shit, you should be immediately arrested and took into jail. Point blank is period. Because I'm thinking about the people who actually in life or death situations where the resources are being allocated to some bullshit when it could have been allocated to a real situation.
Bingo.
So
I agree.
So when it comes to Karens, if you want to have your livelihood and not be a social pariah, shut your fucking mouth and mind your own fucking business. That is as real as I can put it. It pays to mind your own motherfucking business. If you ain't seeing a child being assaulted, or old person, or anybody being physically harmed or in distress, don't be trying to be a superhero. Because really, y'all ain't superheroes. Y'all just really being fucking villains at this point, because you just want to terrorize everybody. That's just my case. That's just my feelings to that. But fuck Karens, and fuck the restaurant Chad dude, because what he did was some bullshit too, denying that lady and her son, and then it's another little white boy that had active wear on. That was some bullshit. Like, you should have just sucked it up and just let them folks go eat, because now you done lost your job trying to be a restaurant Chad. So Chad, Bob, Robert, Billy Bob, don't be none of these people. Just keep it cool, mind your business, and do what you need to do, and just leave people the fuck alone. Just leave people alone.
That was quite literally one of the funniest videos, just based off the fact that she's like literally moving the camera to the other kid and looking at her kid. She's like, "That's the same shit."
Exactly.
Well, then he's trying to It's the shirt. Man, shut your dumb ass up. I'm looking at this motherfucker. This kid got the same goddamn clothes on.
Like he got the same style of clothes. He got tennis shoes,
He's just not as clean
sweatpants,
looking
and a
as the black kid.
t-shirt.
The black kid had J's on and everything. He's just not as clean looking.
Yeah.
He dingy looking. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, I think the little black boy was too sauced up and the other little white boy was too Walmart-ish. He ain't like that shit. He's like, how dare you bring that little black boy in here with J's on and little Billy's walking around with a Walmart shit on.
How dare you be sauced up?
Yeah, but see, again, his own stupidity. Because my thing is this, if I was a manager and this was a situation, it wouldn't even be no situation. Ma'am, we going to comp you on your dinner. You and your son can buy whatever you want. If you want to eat up $200 worth of shit, y'all can do it. It's on us. We don't want them problems. Y'all have a nice meal. And you de-escalate the situation because now she pull out her phone. Now you want candid camera looking stupid, trying to just, can you guys go home and have him change? What kind of shit is that? Like, he ain't butt ass naked in the restaurant. He got clothes on. So what's the issue? And
I'm all for actually having dress codes at restaurants. That's fine. But I'm actually kind of opposed to it for children. If you're under 12, or I'd say under 16, it really doesn't matter, especially for a kid like that. That didn't matter. And for them to let somebody else in, and then for the manager to look dead at that kid and say and keep saying it, this is like, what are you not understanding here? You just let somebody else do that. Why are you saying something to me? And no, I'm not going home. I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah, and another thing too, I would say with these folks, these Karens who get these people out, college people out, every person who's gonna experience this level of stupidity and fuckery, sue. Big ass lawsuit, because the stuff that is going on in Memphis with flight, I already know them folk got John the fuck up out of there. I was reading an article about that. They not already cut ties with him already. They was like, hey,
he's part of a few groups. He's part of a few restaurants here.
Yeah, Memphis. That done really fucked up his paper. He done lost so much money. I know.
All that because you want to discriminate and be racist. Ain't it funny how sometimes life comes and hits you in the fucking face with a mean ass Mike Tyson uppercut? Isn't that crazy?
I'm being honest, it feel like more of a Johnny Cage split hitting the nuts and knocking your skull, your fucking spine out your mouth. Like, wow. Because that's what he feeling at this point. Because not only to get called out on some shit, to have actual proof of it, and then multiple people saying it, and then this did happen in multiple different locations, it's cutthroat. At this point, you just need to change your name, get some face or hair plugs or something, and call it a day, cause.
Bruh, and that's the thing. You're getting money. You're getting money, and you still got to discriminate on how you even get the money. I thought we all was agreed that color don't matter when it comes to green. Green is the universal color. Anything
Actually,
green,
that's how we feel. That's how we feel. Obviously, that's how we feel.
Well, honestly, I feel like a lot of them money is their God because they do any and everything to attain it. Let's just keep it fucking real. It's just some things we ain't finna do for the sake of money.
True.
Them,
I will sell weed. I will sell weed because you can use it for good reasons.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be legalized yet. I still do it.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm looking into buying some stock for I think it's a group called Highline that's doing like weed, but it's like 500 to get bought in. But I want to do that because I feel like this in the next 3 to 5 years, they gonna pass weed. It's gonna be legal everywhere, and
it should be legalized anyway.
It should be. My wife has already started doing that. That's the first company she went towards. And I was like, baby, you just want some weed. She's like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm finna invest in them.
I'm just saying, but shit, if I'm being honest, if some people were a little high and chill, we wouldn't be having the shit that's going on now.
Probably. It's probably
yeah, because how many people you never seen smoke weed or smoke weed yourself, you want to go be racial and all that. Most people I know, and I done smoked before, I'm chill. For the most part, I want to listen to some good ass music and look at the stars. That is as far as my level of activity is going. I ain't trying to fight nobody. I ain't trying to do no crazy shit. I'm just trying to get high, watch the stars, and listen to some good ass music. That's it.
So you pretty much just told us you only get high at night because you ain't looking at the goddamn stars in the daytime. That's the only time. You work at night. You work at night. You be tired of the motherfuckers calling, and you get high and look outside.
I ain't gonna say I'm smoking now. I have, but I'm just saying. The time I did smoke, I was high as shit. I was looking at the stars, and I was listening to Project Pack, The Life We Live, in the car, and that was a beautiful experience. That's the only thing I'm saying. But I'm just saying, people who smoke weed ain't doing all this crazy shit. Ain't nobody, you chill for the most part, and you eating up shit. That's it.
The one time I got high, I debated about the lines in the air from airplanes. Like, do they purposely try to? Hey, honestly, that's what my conversation was. It's like, were they purposely trying to make words and shit in the sky that they come across at certain time periods and shit like that? I'm looking at the sunset and the clouds and the airplanes have went across each other. I'm talking to a girl. Just that's the conversation. I'm high as fuck. Look at the sky, just like,
hey,
who the fuck playing this? This shit look like they spelt something out.
Hey, but see, that's when you have the best conversations. That's when you have the deepest connections with people. You high as shit, and you connecting on a deep level. We need to be legal just for that very reason. We wouldn't have the racial tensions that we have, or the fucking Karens and shit. If people would just, if you feel stressed, blaze one up.
Honestly, if you legalize weed, there'd be a whole lot of kids that's not on these depression shit to keep them down. Just give them some weed. They'd be good. All these motherfucking kids that feel like they bullied and they need to fight everybody or they're too aggressive or too depressed, give them some weed, they be good. They gonna share it with their bullies, they be good. Now you making friends.
Yeah,
you making friends.
And then too with weed too, once it become legal, they need to retroact and release everybody out of jail on weed charges. And they need to give them some money too. They need to give them some type of reparations, because if you're going to legalize it, you need to go and undo all the shit that was penalized at the point, because I don't think it's fair that people making millions of dollars on weed, but little Rodney got a charge in 95 and he's still in jail.
Rodney ass gonna rot there. They gonna make some other reason why Rodney ass should stay in jail. Anybody think about it. Anytime someone is shot and killed in America, what's the first thing that they do before the case happens with the officer? They're looking into the background of the person, the victim that shot.
The person got shot.
Yep, they're gonna make them out to be
I feel like people should be able to sue the fucking media too, because one thing that pisses me off anytime an innocent black person or anybody innocent get hurt or killed, and especially if it's some shit with the cops, they always want to pull up some bullshit. Well, his father was a known drug dealer in 1969. He was out here slanging, he was slanging wacky tobacco. What the fuck does that have to do with the person that got killed? And that's another reason why I think the Breonna Taylor thing is not in the media as heavy as it is, because they can't find no fuck shit to try to associate with her and try to dehumanize her. Because, with the George Floyd shit, they trying to pull shit all out the woodwork. Well, he did porn, he did this, he did that. Because he's slanging pipe on video don't equate to him being killed. Them two things do not equal.
Yeah, porn shit, man. You might as well. Any man, I don't think they're gonna be too ashamed from doing porn.
How you gonna say that? How do you know he did it? You looked at it, didn't you?
Exactly.
So, like this. What are we talking about here?
So you went and you found his name in your search history, and you seen him. You watched the porn acts. He's done 27 videos, and he's doing some terrible acts to white women out here. Well, first of all, them bitches wanted it. They wanted them bitches wanted it.
Like, first of all, we just gonna get to the real.
Let's get right.
They wanted
it. They wanted some Mandingo, and you actually watched 27 videos of this dude piping some white woman down just to say that. Let's talk about what you did.
I heard they called him George Floyd Mayweather because he was piping them down for 12 rounds. But that's just what I heard. I don't know. I mean, I'm not, and just to be on a serious note, I'm not trying to make fun of George Floyd, of course. It's real fucked up that how this happened, and it's real fucked up how the media try to be like, they look at your criminal record. Like, what the fuck's that got to do with anything? Exactly. What does it matter what you did 10 years ago? I thought if he served his time for the crime, aren't we supposed to move on from that? Are we not supposed to move on from that?
Yeah, but that's why I say they legally they should have some type of recourse to sue some of these news outlets, because it's one thing to report the news, but it's one thing to sensationalize and find bullshit to try to dehumanize this person, to pretty much trying to justify them being killed. Because like I said, I don't give a fuck what they did. If they went to jail, they went to jail for their shit. They took their punishment for the offense that was made.
Right.
That don't equate to them losing their life. Now, just like things with these people who shoot up these mass shootings, how the fuck, anytime that these people kill a shit ton of people, it's a mental health issue. He was bullied in school. He came from a broken home. You got all the other fucking bullshit
video games
to justify and make him seem human. Oh, he's just a broken person. Just like prime example with the Joker movie. We've been knowing all the time Joker been a crazy, psychotic, demented, evil motherfucker. He live off chaos. He thrive off of it. But that movie humanized the Joker. We said, damn, I see why he act the way he act.
Right.
But it's like with black people.
They don't justify it.
Yeah, exactly. We don't justify the fucked up evil shit he do. But we were like, damn, his mama ain't his mama. And his daddy ain't his daddy. And he crazy already. He got beat, molested, did all this shit. I see why he fucked up the way he is. I understand. That still don't justify the shit that the Joker do. But that's the kind of exact same thing that they do. They do the opposite to us. We could be going to church, like Bokum John situation. Dude was in the choir. He got diverse friendships with black and white people. Fucking sing in the choir. He get killed. Y'all want to bring up the fact he smoked weed. How the fuck does that equate to him being killed?
Honestly,
we're gonna act like you didn't. Nobody. Let's just be honest. Everybody's done something illegal. You have, whether you've been caught for it or not, you've done something illegal, and that's literally everybody on earth. You've done something illegal, and you probably didn't even realize it.
Yeah, like pissing in the park or something. Like say you in the park at night or something, you gotta go. But if somebody catch you, you gonna go on the fucking registry after that, and you didn't even know that shit was some illegal shit. You just had to piss.
Exactly. Something simple as that. There you go. There's another one. Didn't even realize it's a crime. I've done it, but
I've done it. I got pulled over by the cops.
You didn't get prosecuted, but other people didn't get prosecuted for those kind of things. We've all done some kind of crime. We've all done some real dumb shit or some fucked up shit, and we probably don't want to tell nobody about.
Well, we was ignorant of it.
But regardless of what we've done, I can still be like, man, hey, you fucked up. But just try, you moved on. It's 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It was fucked up. You should have did it, but we moved on from it. Besides pedophilia and rape, those two things, I don't feel like you don't get second chance shit like that.
Yeah, you don't get second chance to that shit.
I'm being honest. I'm Old Testament. Like you got to get your shit cut off. Like I'm Old Testament. If you do some shit like that to kids or women, you gotta lose your dick. Sorry.
And it's the thing. Yeah. We got people talking. We got fucking pedophiles in the government.
Yeah, true,
bruh. They talk about what this man.
They do investigation. The funny thing is they do investigations on each other just to see if they can find some shit. So you investigate for 2 years, knowing that this person might be a pedophile, and until you get all the evidence and facts, you can't say this motherfucker is a pedophile. But you staged one of your agents as a kid online, and you've been having a conversation for 6 months with this motherfucker. And they talking about sending me pics and shit, and they sending you pictures of little kids. Now you fucked up because you have to act as a kid, and you're finding pictures of new kids to send to this motherfucker, and you still haven't arrested him. You still haven't arrested him. You haven't done anything to him. We haven't had enough evidence. He hasn't asked for the child to come to my room yet, so I can't do anything about it. The fuck, you got enough evidence then? Honestly, I feel as though when it comes to a case and a crime that's happening, you look at that case and that crime for what it is in the confines of what's going on. Don't fucking care about anything way before it. the history of this person, the history of that. Honestly, we talking about the cops, and then we refer to the cops have criminal past or things happening in their past that they have been written up for, and then they look to see if the victim has something in their past.
Mm-hmm.
Let's remove all that shit. Let's not make the conversation that complicated. Let's take your mama. Let's just change the people in the story.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take the cop. Let's put that as your neighbor. Let's put the person that got shot was your mom. Now let's put that out there and tell me, do you feel as that shit was all right? Like, just you know your mama. You know your mama. Everybody put the victim as your mother, and the
Mm-hmm.
cop is somebody you really don't care for. You put that person as the cop. You put the victim as the mother, and just say, is it okay? Did that play out right? Was that fine? And a lot of people be like, man, my mom would never do that. I don't give a fuck what your mom would do. Just put them in that shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay? Is it justified that your mom died?
No.
No. Then fuck it. You know what the ruling is. Why do we have to go through an investigation to find out if that motherfucker was just to do it or not? That shit was wrong. Your mama's dead. That nigga going to jail. We need to just do that. Why are we putting so much rules and regulations in place for things that are black and white? Because we're trying to find a way to get something
Yeah,
out.
they're trying to find a loophole because the whole concept is that justice is blind and is unbiased. But it is unbiased when it comes to them. But when it comes to us, it's like that bitch can see everything. That bitch see
Now,
everything.
now I will say this: it is biased towards, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Boy, I'm
I
gonna
just
hit
saw
you.
today, but it's the opposite of bias. It's an opposite bias that they have. I just saw today that there was a guy in Pittsburgh. His dad is a judge there in Pittsburgh. I believe this is in Pittsburgh, and he should have got. They said he faced charges up to 252 years in prison for child pornography. You know what his sentence was? He got probation and house arrest. Do you know how many pictures you'd have to get 252 years in jail? How many
That's
little kids you have to have? You know how fucking sick that is? That's some sick ass shit.
Yeah, just like
yeah.
the dude who got 8 months for doing that shit to them little girls, the first graders. And I'm
He
like,
got he got 8 years. He
how
got
the
8 years. He got 8 years, but he's not gonna serve it all. He's not
but
gonna
Yeah,
serve
he
all
not.
of it.
even then, how the fuck you get 8 years for some shit like that? Like that's the problem with the system that it's like anybody else would have did this shit. And let me just and I ain't saying I'm a believe Bill Cosby, but the amount of shit that they brought about Bill Cosby and he had grown fucking women. Now, that's one thing that we gotta put in context. You are grown. If you go into the room of a person that you know is married and you going with the intent to do whatever they want to do, but yet he did this, he raped me, did all this, but yet he got jail time. Like they sentenced him to some real jail time, or at least enough time that it could possibly kill him. He could die in prison. But yet a person did something to children that don't have the mind to consent and not at the age of to consent to do anything. And
You
he get
got those kids. Those
8 years.
kids are gonna
Like
be
how the
fucked up
fuck
for
did that
life,
even
man.
work?
Those kids are gonna have to have
Well,
fucking therapy for the rest of their lives, and you
and
ruin these children. To me, pedophilia should be met with the sins of death, and that goes to the Catholic. That's shout out to you, Catholic Church, for harboring these fucking fugitives. These people that are molesting children in churches. What the fuck?
I agree.
What are
I
we
agree.
doing
And
here?
and and think about it like this. Usually, it's two sides to the child after that point. Either that child is fucked up, and now they're scared to go sexually around people. They either become gay or they do a lot of stuff. Their sexuality and
It's
orientation, what they
war.
care for, is now like warped, or
Altered, yeah.
altered or warped. And then, or you got the flip side of it, they become the new predator
Yeah.
because they 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 don't know that something was taken from them. They were somewhat okay with it, so they think, I'm gonna do that to someone else. When they get old enough, they do it to somebody else. They were a victim of it and then did it to somebody else. They're scarred. They're still fucked up.
I'm a big proponent. even to me, even murder, sometimes I don't even feel like some people should get the death penalty. But for touching children and raping children, that automatic death penalty.
Yep.
Yeah,
Put them on the express. Put them on the expressway to death. It's
feel
ridiculous.
like that too. I feel
Put
like
them on
that
a train
to
track and
a
let a
certain
train just run
extent.
over them.
I feel like that too, but my thing is about with death. Death is a release from life and your problems. That's the thing. When you die, you ain't got to worry about the shit no more because you ain't there to deal with the ramification of it. I believe in old school, Old Testament kind of treatment. I mean, I'm gonna let you live, but you ain't gonna live the way you did before.
Hey, what we could do is this some weird shit here. I'm finna say this some weird shit. Let me go ahead, code it like that. You put these motherfuckers cement their hands and their feet into a wall in a position where they finna get fucked for the rest of their life. They're in jail, held up in that motherfucker, and you finna get fucked. You can shit, you can pee, somebody can feed you, but somebody finna fuck you. Every nigga that in there that said fuck it, I'm stuck in here for the rest of my life.
Yep, that big
You raped the little kid.
Motherfucker named Big Rodney.
Hey, your punishment, you finna get fucked for the rest of your life until you die. Cause you in here for life, I'm in here for life. But I'm in here life for killing somebody. You in here for life for raping a kid. Oh, we got sweet new booty. We got sweet new booty.
And the reason I say that, somebody ever touched my son, that's gonna be their punishment. And this is what it is. Either the justice system carry it out, or I can carry it out.
Oh, you gonna kill him, right? Because we just came off we just came off the end of raping somebody, so that's why I was gonna say, like, wait a second, now, hold up, but kill him, right? Kill him, right? Cool.
Oh yeah, they got to go. You got to pay the ultimate cost, my friend. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that kind of shit. Yeah, I ain't gonna say you gonna die, but you gonna suffer. Goddamn it, you gonna feel every piece of your decision. You gonna feel the ramification. That shit with me.
It's a child. At the end of the day, you taking a child's innocence. Now, rape in general, even to women, you're taking their innocence. But a child can't fight you. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they can't process.
That's just sick.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein, that's a dirty motherfucker right there, man. What a sick bastard. I don't know if y'all watched the any of the Netflix special. That's a sick motherfucker right there.
I watched the first episode, and I'm still like on episode 2. But yeah,
bro,
but like I said, when you got power, you can
got
do
like
some
20
bullshit.
kids. I'm like, goddamn, it's 20 girls in this motherfucker already.
Yeah,
already.
I ain't seen it. What is it?
Filthy Rich.
Let's talk about Jeffrey Epstein, and he had a house in Florida, and he'd have like high school girls dropped off at his house to like massage him. It's like literally like 20, 30 girls deep. And we haven't even made it, and that's in the first episode alone.
Yeah.
They didn't even talk about the island yet that he had.
And then the second episode, because I'm still kind of halfway on this, where the girl who got recruited, they trying to bring her up on charges for getting other girls. She ain't nothing but a fucking teenager. So we gonna charge the teenage girl who's getting manipulated, and she's thinking this shit is cool. Because think about it. You 14, 15, 16 years old, somebody giving you $300, $400, $500, $600, $800, and you doing something just like massaging them. Yes, it's wrong, but they not cognitive enough to realize that this shit is wrong. So how the fuck do you hold them up to a standard to say you should have known better?
They won't believe it's wrong because one, I say that kids, this is the thing about children. They see other people, they seen people get massages, so massage is not wrong. So they're not thinking this massage this older man is wrong. Then on top of that shit, giving them $800, you happy as fuck when you get $5 or $10. You get all A's, you get $1 per A, and you get to go to Krispy Kreme and get a donut. But you give me 800, I can get 800 fucking donuts.
Right. The world's gone mad. The world has gone mad. They hold people that like I said earlier, they hold us to a higher standard. They hold the police if someone breaks in your house. They try to hold this girl to a higher standard to the motherfucking adults that set her up to do it.
Yeah.
How? Sway?
And that was mind blowing. I was like, that was fucking crazy.
This is, bro, some sick, bro. The world's it's some sick motherfuckers in this world, dog.
Yeah.
Honestly,
real deal. It really is.
It. Yeah, this shit backwards. When it comes down to punishment, the ones that are punished are the ones that are high up. I mean, the ones that are punished are usually the ones that are lower.
Yeah.
They when it comes to higher ups, the higher you up in the food chain, the less punishment. You're for some reason it's like you have immunity to the shit you do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't mean it.
Right, and that's one of the things. It's not necessarily a race issue. A lot of stuff. It's a classism issue.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger thing is it's a class thing between a lot of people. A lot of people that are Republican usually have a lot of money. The people that are Republican that are at lower, like let's just say white trash, you're just fucking stupid. That's all that is.
Facts.
As simple as that. They have the interests of that party do not help you. That does not help you at all.
But that's why I say the people who are and I've seen some black Trump supporters, and it's like, really?
I've seen this nice looking black woman that was a Trump supporter. She was like, the Democrats doesn't understand that what people have been doing against them for this whole time, they haven't actually made any form of change. And you know what? She might be telling the truth. Like, because everything kind of going in cycle, they can't really push anything through. They're battling Democrat versus Republican on everything. They haven't really done anything. She's right. That doesn't mean you need to fucking support Trump, who don't fucking care. He only care about if you got money, you got money. If you dumb and you want to hold a gun, I'm for you. Motherfuckers, you go out here and police by your goddamn self and shoot motherfuckers. I mean, the blacks. I mean, no. Shoot motherfuckers. The Mexicans with bread on the wall. I mean, no. Like,
bro,
who is
and
he
I
for?
don't understand that. I can even understand you being black and being for Trump. You know what I can't understand? People that are Latino that are for Trump. If you're Mexican and you're for
crazy.
Trump, you are literally going against your own interest. They have your fucking people locked the fuck up. And they are talking about
voting for Trump. You voting against your own interest because.
But it's a whole nother level. They're trying to fucking. They don't have a border around Africa. They're not trying to build a border from Africa. They're building a fucking wall against Mexico. Bro, yeah. What are we talking about here? That's fucked up. Yeah, they have kids in detention centers, and they have people. Once again, you have people that are molesting children, and you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to get immunity so they don't go to prison for it. They want officers to be able to commit crimes with impunity and not go to prison for it. It's so fucked up. The people that do these kind of things are sick in the head, bro. They're sick. They want to be able to they want to be able to mistreat children and mistreat women and kids and get away with it.
Man,
like, it's okay.
I just seen some shit the other day online where they said in some states if you in police custody, the police could rape a woman and it wouldn't be a crime.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that too. That was what I was kind of
first of all, how in the whole fuck is that even something that's even on the table of some shit that you supposedly can do? Because that don't fit in the realm of protecting or serving. Like,
that's not even stopping people from crimes. You okay in rape. You're okay in rape.
I seen that. I was blown the fuck away because my thing is I got a mama, I got girl cousins, I got a wife, I got women in my life that I love dearly. And if a motherfucker that's a cop, I don't fuck if he a cop, black, white, purple, green, whatever. If you do something that vile to any one of them women and they survive and they tell me who you are and I know who you is, I'm going to blow your motherfucking ass off the face of the earth. I don't care what time I gotta do. You gonna be in the grave and I'm gonna be in the jail cell. Cause I ain't no way on God's green earth you can let that shit slide and say, cause he a cop, I'm just gonna. No, he a man just like I can.
You gonna meet your maker that day.
Like I can.
Hey, look, before you die, I'm gonna make you come out. You gonna be like Piccolo. You asexual motherfucker. You can't have babies.
Right.
I'm cutting your dick off. I'm gonna chop you up like
Frieza. That's the kind of shit that it don't make sense. You putting these cops above the law when they should be enforcing it. That's why I say they need to have a federal contract that say you do some shit like that, you doing 25 years. That's the starting point. Ain't no 5, ain't no 2 years, it's 25 minimum.
For real, that shouldn't even be written down in any law book to be okay when you know rape is wrong. In every case, rape is wrong.
Yeah.
But you got an exception if it's a law enforcement officer. How the fuck is that okay? How do you have that much of a loophole? Anybody that has that fucking loophole, you
It
need to
shouldn't
shut
be a
down.
loophole.
That you should shut down those facilities and give time for them to rebuild in that area because all them fuckers dumb. If they are okay with it and they haven't stopped that yet, or just wrote that out of law, you have seen that and had to read it.
Yeah,
You have
because
had to read it.
I'm thinking about
Right.
that one guy. I think he was like Asian and white or something like that, but he was a police officer. I think raped over 20 or 30 black women. They gave that motherfucker so much time in prison. That motherfucker would have to die 3 different times just to finish that one sentence. Like, I want you to understand, if your life was from like a 0 to 100, he would have to die at least 3 to 3.5 times before he done with that one sentence. And I'm like, how the fuck? And he a police officer. That's the thing. You a fucking cop.
Exactly.
It's
That's
one thing.
the
It's
thing.
one thing to flirt with a bitch or flirt with some women. You know, you pull them over, but to pull them on, talking about, I'm finna have my way with you because I'm the law. I'm the authority. I'm like,
Yeah,
what kind of
you
shit is
know,
that?
And
nah,
here's the
man,
other
that's
thing: people
shit crazy.
like empathy. Just going back to the people that are from Mexico or any of the South American countries that are trying to come to the United States to get a better life because their countries are war torn or they're corrupt or whatever. People like empathy for children. That I've seen people say things such as when they hear about kids being mistreated, they'll say, "Well, the parents shouldn't have tried to come to America illegally." Oh, like, bro, what kind of person says something like that? Those
Yeah,
are children. They didn't have a
a
choice.
heartless motherfucker can say that because my thing is this: everybody got a right to escape and try to get to safety if they in a place where it ain't no peace, it's war, it's corruption, it's everybody got a right to, and nobody has the right to take a person's child away from them, not unless you were under 2 circumstances: you trying to hurt and kill that child, or you mentally incompetent to take care of the child. Them the only 2 circumstances I can understand somebody taking somebody's child. And even then, it shouldn't be forever, not unless that person is permanently deranged and just crazy and they mentally not there no more. But anything else than that, you don't have no right to take a person from their children. And then that's the thing that these folks, and I guess these politicians don't realize, like, bro, everybody love their children just as much as you love your fucking kid. And when you take somebody, just think about like animals in the wild. A mama bear will come 5 miles and knock your fucking head off if you touch her child. A bear, and thing about baby cubs is that's why I tell people, if you ever see a bear cub, get the fuck away from that bear cub because that
Right.
mama is not far away from that cub. And if mama bear catch you doing anything in that, it's 0 tolerance at that point. It ain't no trying to get away from the bear. That mama bear is going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And think about it: if animals are like that about their children, you don't think human beings got the same capacity or worse? Because we more creative. We can do shit way more creative to fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they don't understand. You are putting you putting us in a bad stain globally by even having. Why do we have images in 2019 and 2020 of children in cages? That's the real question. Why is that even something that's even fucking happening? I don't give a fuck if these people come here illegally because everybody named mama came here in the early parts of America. Hell, the motherfuckers that made America ain't from America. So who the fuck are y'all to say who can be here and who can't be here?
Yep.
Bro,
Only people that
exactly.
we can just say y'all gotta get the fuck out is the Native Americans. And even then, the Mexican, that's Mexico been a part of the Americas. They've been there the whole fucking time.
I mean, Mexico did own a lot of the southern United States, a lot of New Mexico,
California.
Texas, California.
Yep.
Like they owned a lot of that land. I don't know, man. It's
Like you said,
fucked
half of
up.
the country and the culture of America come from that part. California, Texas, Mexico. So who the fuck is this country to say who can come and who can't? Everybody immigrated to this motherfucker with the exception of African Americans. They don't people that's kidnapped. Other than that. So don't say who got the right to be here and who don't, because if that's the case, none of us got the fucking right to be here.
Then let us all fucking go. Let us go. Just let us leave and go and make lives somewhere else. Honestly, because this shit is going crazy. It's going down the drain. We got the person that's, a lot of us say that the president is not our president. Yet we live in a place where he is the image of where we come from. Think about it. Years before Trump came into office, we still heard the conversation of you went abroad, went across the seas, and you're talking to somebody. One of the things you made sure to not say was you're from America. You want to always make sure you never let it be known that you're from America. They know you got an accent. You better say fucking somewhere else. Never America. Now you got this motherfucker, and if you go somewhere, they don't want you because they believe you have the same beliefs as this fool. And we all know that the U.S. is very divided as to when it comes down to this motherfucker. And honestly, during this pandemic, I think a lot more of the people that supported him are starting to realize how fucking stupid he is. And they're not even supporting him, but he's still the image.
Yeah.
And it says a lot about us as a country that we can allow this motherfucker to get in.
Yeah. Bro, that shit pisses me off every day. Every day I think of like, how the fuck did Donald Trump become fucking president? Like, somebody, please, God, like, and like I said, I'm not opposed to a Republican. I would say if I'm independent, I'm more Democrat because I have like more liberal views on certain things. But I do have conservative views on other things. But the whole when I look at it, I'm like, how the fuck was there not a better Republican candidate? Like, I'm not opposed to a Republican at all, but this motherfucker is not it. This motherfucker is terrible. I mean, and hell, I'm really not a big fan of Joe Biden. Joe Biden seems like he's fucking deteriorated over the past few years. There's something wrong. This motherfucker, I told you, he's fucking senile. This nigga trying to say you're not black. I'm like, this motherfucker did not just say that.
You're not black if you don't vote for me.
I know that motherfucker. He says nigga a lot. I just know it. I know that motherfucker says nigga all the time.
Nigga, please.
Hey, honestly, the Asian guy, it was an Asian guy running for Democrat.
Wong,
something like that. Andrew Wong. I was ready to vote for his ass.
I actually liked him, and I liked Elizabeth Warren on
not
the
Wong,
Democratic.
I think Andrew Yang.
Yeah, I was ready to vote. Hey, Andrew. I actually liked. I liked him because. Okay, you keep going.
Oh, so I was agreeing with you. I liked him, and I liked Elizabeth Warren. Those are my two favorite candidates out of the Democratic primary.
Yeah, I wanted to vote for him because I was like, this dude, he didn't really care for anybody racial background when he talked. He was like, yo, let's just help the people that needs it. Like that's his whole stance was, let's help the people that need it. Let's help lower class. Let's not help higher class. Let's not help middle class. He was like, if you're in need and we need to think about providing money to low income families or at least $1,000, $2,000 each month. You gotta, if your household doesn't make a certain threshold, we need to add an additional $2,000 to your household to get you out of poverty, so you can then start working and become part of the middle class. Like his plan was simply, let's give more money. Now, if you lower class and you cool with just getting more money, you gonna stay there. But his goal was still trying to help. It was to help. Trump, Republicans, I'm not really against. I'm not, like I said, I'm independent. I don't really care for Republicans or Democrats. Don't really matter. But the Republicans focus more on business, economics, numbers, whereas Democrats focus on people. We need somebody in the fucking middle because we need the economy to be good, but we need to also make sure that the people are fine. We focus too much on businesses. The little man always loses. You focus so much on helping the people of lower class. We know that most of the people that was on food stamps and shit in college were white people. White people who could afford food. They ass just made sure to trick the system so they didn't have to pay for food and got food stamps. Like we know that a lot of the people that were using the services that was meant for people that really needed it didn't need it.
Exactly.
We know this. We just can't do nothing about it because that's how the system is set up.
The
You're gonna
candidates that you're talking that you're talking about, Andrew Yang and all that, those are the kind of people that I feel like are controlled to not be able to make a difference. They make it where it's impossible for us to vote for them to try and implement those changes. Because from everything that you just said that Andrew Yang was trying to do, I haven't heard anybody else bring anything like that up. That sounds like a perfect way to try and fix these different cities. Hell, look at Mississippi has some of the worst fucking has the worst education in the United States, and the governors, the mayors, anybody that's elected official there. If you can't move them to 49 from fucking 50, god damn it, get the fuck out of office. You suck. You suck. You're terrible. You haven't improved anything. What have you done? All you did was fucking keep the status quo. We need people that are gonna fucking get in there and they're gonna make change. And what you're saying, Evan, that's exactly what we need. We need somebody to try something different because this shit right here, I'm not even in lower class. I'm probably strictly middle class. But there's people that I see all the time that need help, and I'm with that. I'm with that. I'm always gonna be with that. There's no reason we shouldn't want to help our fellow man. But at the end of the day, we're all humans, man. We're all humans.
We're all humans. We all eat. We all eat. We all shit. We all die. So like, just help your fellow man. Honestly, I like in the middle of this pandemic. Be honest with you, when we see those bigger companies I know it doesn't make too much of a difference, but you see the SVPs and the VPs are being let go from the companies that been there for 20, 25 years, 30 years. They already getting paid. They get a service package where they gotta be let go. They making still with their package maybe 8 months to a year of their salary after being let go, but they don't have to be continuously paid after this. Well, at least you're showing that you're not cutting these lower people that need the money, that need this job. The higher people getting cut, they can find something else. They should have retired. They should have retired, but they just kept working.
Yeah.
So I like seeing those type of moves. Nigga, you starting the applications. But yeah, like I lost my point. My son has stepped on my database application. Stop it, boy.
That's funny. But yeah, so I agree completely.
Yeah, you like said absolutely right. Like you gotta have somebody that is, like you said, that's a perfect balance where we focus on the business needs of the economy and we also focus on the people, because it really is like both hands wash the other. Because if you ain't got the working people taking care of, the big companies ain't gonna be able to thrive, and the economy gonna just stop, because one need the other. They both need each other. And when you got people that's in power now, it's all about the big companies. And
also I find it funny how, have you seen the pro-life, pro-choice debate with the mask? So they're like, so how can you be pro-life but not wear a mask, not wear a mask? So you can tell women what to do with their bodies, but you don't want to tell people what to do with their bodies when it comes to wearing masks. I find that very interesting when you think about it.
Yeah, that is.
They control what they want to control.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's a powerful dynamic, because my thing is this: you want to tell a woman that she can't do this with her body, even if she don't want the baby. Now, it's one thing, she doing this as just her form of birth control, but if like I said, circumstances where somebody forced themselves upon, and she don't want to continue the pregnancy, she got the right to make that choice. But y'all don't want to tell people to put a mask on, especially when we're in a pandemic where literally coughing on somebody now is considered an assault charge. But yet we can tell women
they're trying to take away my rights. They can't make me wear a mask, but I should definitely be able to tell that woman she has to have that child. What?
Yeah.
Where's the logic? Where is the logic in that?
There's none. Okay.
Well, I saw this video. I'm probably gonna share it to y'all after this. Funny as hell, because a woman literally said, "Yo, you're telling me you're taking away my rights and I have to wear a mask. Who are you? Who are you? Are you law? You're gonna be punished. These masks are killing us. You haven't, she said the masks were killing us. So the masks are killing us. These masks are killing us, and you know that the propaganda behind it, and who makes the rules? You're not the rule maker. God is going to judge you all. They're going to judge all of you all for forcing us to wear these masks, because we have the rights to not do it, because these masks are killing us. You don't understand. The germs are on the mask, and we're putting it on our face, and we're dying." I'm like, no, motherfucker. It's because your dumb ass got drunk and decided to go and hang out with your friend, and then put on a mask afterwards. With your dumb ass, you already got in the pool with all these other motherfuckers, and then put on your mask afterwards. No, you already got it, bitch. You got it. You got it. It's too late. It's too late.
Yep.
Bro, I don't understand it.
The damage is
I don't
already
understand
done.
it. Yeah, it's already done. These masks are killing us. Like, bro, I know nurses. I know doctors. That's not true. They wear masks all day. I mean, any surgeon has a mask
7
on.
masks. They gotta change the mask.
Surgeons do surgeries that can take up to 12 hours or longer, and they're perfectly fine.
Each time that you walk
Still
out,
living.
hella, every time you walk out, you have to take off your gloves and your mask if you're stepping out of that area, and change them out. So they should have been dead, because they had put on like 12 different masks in the 12-hour time span.
Right.
One of them should have killed them. One of them goddamn masks should have killed them. So yeah,
Some
like,
of these people fucking crazy. Well,
fucking
let's
stupid.
let's wrap it up, guys. I
Okay.
appreciate y'all again. Well, in closing, got some recommendations. For my listeners, everybody that's watching on YouTube, recommendation for everybody. Shout out to my brother Tyler Hildreth. Y'all, everybody, check out the Three Bearded Kings podcast. They on Apple Music and Spotify. They way deeper than me. I'm just gonna be honest. They go way harder than I do. But y'all check them out. Also, when y'all get a chance, go on Apple Music, Spotify, check out artist Conan Hercules. He just dropped a new album, The Black Flower Project. That's some good music to get you through the quarantine. Also, some other good listening music to listen to is the Teyana Taylor, her new album, The Album. The joint she got with Erykah Badu is fire. And the one she got with Future and Missy Elliott is good too. I don't really like Future though that much, but he did a good job on that song. Also, check out August Alsina's new album and his documentary on YouTube. The album is the Product 3 State of Emergency. And check out Lloyd's single Slow Wine to the Baseline featuring Teddy Riley. So those are some good recommendations that kind of help you with music to get you through the quarantine and different things. But that's all I got to say. Anybody else got anything to?
I got one more album to add to it. Get on that new T Grizzly. He goes hard. I'm not gonna lie. One of the best albums this year. I would say him and Lil Baby is like 1-2 right now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't got no recommendations outside of, I'm a gamer, so find me with Rubido 6677, RUBEDO 6677. Add me if you're a gamer listening, and if you play some fighters, I'm down. I'm down to play. Whoop your ass, you whoop my ass, you can whoop my wife's ass. I mean, not literally, but like you can play her in
Somebody
a
gonna
game.
message you. Oh, can I?
No, no. No, I had to correct myself, but yeah. Well, I'm gonna eventually start a gaming channel, but for now, if you can find me, we can play, we can connect, we can talk. That's how it is.
All right. All right, well, brothers, I appreciate y'all being my special guests. We're going to definitely do this again and definitely going to try to come with episode 2 next week. But until then, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And everybody that's listening, thank you for listening. And again, remember, if we can't be honest, let's be fucking real. We out.
We out. Peace.